Good afternoon from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. I'm Joe Hunk. The Chiefs have said that they're going to be keeping Travis Kelce around a little bit longer as they have just signed a brand new 2-year extension with him, making him the NFL's highest paid tight end. 5th-year options are being announced across the league. The Jags have announced that they are obviously keeping Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne on the team and exercising the 5th-year option. The Dolphins have announced that Jalen Phillips and Jalen Waddle's 5th-year options are going to be picked up, and Ezekiel Elliott has moved back to Dallas as he is signing with the Cowboys once again, pending a physical. And news in college football you may want to pay attention to, as UAB football players have been the first roster to sign with the organization of athletes.org, making them the first D1 football program to publicly join a players association. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, as well as home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening, good people? Welcome into 3HL right here on 104.5 The Zay.
Oh, it's Monday.
104.5 The Zone, man. The draft, the cobwebs are out of our head. Now we have a roster and a draft class to go and break down, analyze, and who better to analyze that with us, Babsy, than the head coach himself today at 4 o'clock, Brian Callahan.
Cal.
Yeah. He's on with us. Live and
Love
direct.
it.
4 o'clock, man. Just had to get that out there early.
Set the alarm.
That's right. Or just sit here and watch all day long.
Well,
you
that
don't want to
too.
miss this anyway.
Yes.
Babsy, she's in the building.
What up? Happy Monday, party people. How fun is it that we now have a draft class?
Oh, we needed it. We talked about it as much as possible. It was time to go and get it done.
Ron Slay's here, by the way.
I'm in the building.
Hey, I'm in the building. Best believe I'm in the building. Better be ready. I'm in the building. I ain't got no rules. Time for the show.
That's right, Babsy. The draft class is completed by what we needed more than anything. You got your little sign over there. What up, Hunk, behind the glass?
Sup?
Sup?
My little
Yoro just walked in the building, locked and loaded.
O-line, no matter what.
O-line, no matter what. What happened?
Show it again.
Check plus.
Show it again.
Check plus,
That's
baby.
right, Babsy. That's right.
I like
man.
it. So let me ask you this. Is every fan base like the Titans fan base and
I know where
just
you're going.
not happy regardless of what the draft is?
Yeah, because there's so many
I
fans.
look at it and I'm like, well, damn, they addressed a lot of the needs that they had. And let me go ahead and remind you, there were many needs. Many, and still are.
Yep.
Because this roster was in a really bad place coming into this. But I feel like my Twitter feed is full of Titans fans that are just pissy about everything.
I think a lot of people are just pissy about everything. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
guess.
Listen, we identified the positions of need, and we identified that this is a 2-year plan, right?
Mm-hmm.
So inside linebacker, what'd they do? Inside linebacker. Offensive tackle, what'd they do? Another wide receiver, kick returner, what'd they do?
That's right.
Safety, who I guess will play linebacker, actually.
Or
What'd they do?
Yeah.
I mean, they went through the positions of need, trying to place people in there, and now they can attack the roster in a different way, right? Does that make sense? Am I reading too much into this?
No, I thought
and they
I thought
still
you
have
did it.
some money
Yeah.
to play around with free agency. There's still some safeties out there that they could play with.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
I think it's far from done. But you did address those needs. Only thing that you are looking for is what production you will get out of these guys in this draft class. Hopefully it can be similar to what you got out of the draft class last year as far as all of them being able to play and be active, be healthy. And then on top of that, the depth. Now you just start building on the depth. So once you plug and go, then you lead into next year knowing exactly, and I hate to look that far ahead. But we can, like Yor said, it's a 2-year process. You start to get the guys in place, and you know exactly what you're after, and you know exactly what you have in case you need to go and get another person. You see what they did in attacking free agency. Then they attacked the draft. So now you get ready. It's the next step.
One position I didn't mention, defensive line.
Yes.
T. Sweat.
Yes.
I mean, we saw the Senior Bowl tape, and at that point we identified that guy as a guy, right?
Yes.
That could help this team.
Bear on 2 legs.
A bear on 2 legs.
Yeah.
Dancing.
Both of them.
I mean,
both first
And
two picks.
then Don Davenport went nuts when at the combine he was asked, what would you do if the Titans drafted you? And he said, F. Shiano up.
Like, what else do you
Into
want
a live microphone.
out of an interior
What do you
alignment?
want?
That's it.
Now,
That's it.
listen.
A cannonball.
I'll go ahead and
Wrecking
admit
ball.
there are a lot of Titans fans that were like, no thanks. I'm like,
Why?
I don't know. I'm okay with
Why?
that mentality.
No, you identified this last week. The mentality is different between offensive linemen and defensive linemen.
Yep.
You want that guy.
Yep. You need
Listen,
that guy.
I'll say this. He is extremely high risk, but high reward.
Mm-hmm.
But why is he high risk, though?
Oh, character issues.
But it was only one,
1,000
though, right?
Maturity. No.
It was more?
Well,
no, I'm cool.
there's
I'm
a
cool. I'm
lot.
just asking. I'm
no,
just
no,
asking.
no,
I don't know,
Yeah,
'cause I don't
there's
know.
a lot behind the scenes.
Okay.
There's a lot behind the scenes.
So
now,
here's
this
what I like
staff-
about him. Okay, go ahead.
But hold on. This staff feels like they did their due diligence. They spent time with him and his family. Everybody went to his family's house after that meeting. Like they knew they wanted him, and they knew he was going to fall because of the DUI and because of the immaturity, right?
Mm-hmm.
So from what I have heard behind the scenes from coaching staffs, from coaches that have worked with him, it's a very high risk move because you're going to have to get him to consistently buy it. Now, that being said,
I get you, and I get that DUI. That was not a good look at all.
I'm not
Timing
even
was
talking about the
awful
DUI.
and
I'm not
all
talking
that.
about the
Okay,
DUI.
Okay.
He has serious maturity issues.
Okay.
Now, I look at it as you have a guy like Big Jeff who can make sure you stay in line.
That's what I'm leaning on.
Yes. Because you remember, think maturity issues, T.R. Tart, right? Big Jeff straight called him out. Not by name, but basically.
Yeah.
T.R. knew he was talking about
Yep.
him. And then all of a sudden, T.R. was gone.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's something that Big Jeff can handle because Big Jeff is the guy.
Yeah.
One thing about T. Sweat, in one season, he went from honorable mention All Big 12 to Outland Trophy winner and All American in 1 year. So that tells
Imagine what he
me
could have done the rest of the time if he was bought in.
But that tells me, okay, if there were character issues, you can't have character issues and do that. You can't make that kind of jump and not be serious about what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe I'm wrong.
No, I agree.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But now you've got 6'4", 362 next to 6'4", 305. I know that too.
Cool.
Animals.
I mean, monsters.
And let me add in, and I'm when you have a situation like that, to what you're saying, Babsy, it's when you have a veteran that's begging for help also, like Big Jeff Simmons. And I don't know if this has been done, but this is the way I would approach it. This is how I know it's been approached in the past in other situations with guys like throw Jamal Lewis out there. Jamal Lewis, when going to the Baltimore Ravens, he was put with a guy like Rod Woodson. Rod Woodson, you got to be when he was brought in too, you got to be everywhere he is. You late, he's late. And I don't want to hear it. You get a fine just like he going to get a fine. Can you accept that if I draft this guy? Because he's going to help us. Yeah, I got it. Boom. And they carry on. So if I was in that situation, I put it on Big Jeff play. Hey, man, this is what I need out of you. You saying you want some help, right? Well, I got a dude out there that'll help you. Now, you got to take everything to come with it. You're a mature guy. You see what it looks like when you have help and when you're out there playing alone. You got the big bucks, heavy is the head that wears the crown. I'm sure you would love to have some guys out there that's warriors with you. So here's one right here. What you think about this? And think about it. Don't jump right in and say, oh, yeah, man, look at what he's doing. No, think about what I'm telling you. This is a young guy walking into the league, second-round pick, a lot of money, a lot of potential, can have the same pathway as you. if done right, if the situation is massaged correctly. You got to handle this. Can you do that? I got it. Let's roll. And it ain't nothing else to be said if I'm the coach.
Can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Pat says our first two picks combined to be 700+ pounds. Ha ha ha! My God, we got some units.
Yes, we do.
Titans draft class, J.C. Latham, obviously the first-round pick. If you missed our conversation with him, we spent about 30 minutes with him on Friday. You need to hear that.
Man.
If you're a Titans fan, if you're not a Titans fan, whatever, you need to hear this dude. About 30 minutes, podcast, where you get your podcast, and make sure you find J.C. Latham on 3HL on Friday. Devondre Sweat, defensive tackle from the Texas Longhorns, second round. Fourth round, Cedric Gray. We'll spend a lot of time talking about all of these guys. Linebacker from North Carolina said he has no problem being a leader and wearing the green dot. So we'll talk about that. Jarvis Brownlee Jr., cornerback Louisville in the fifth round. Jaquan Jackson, wide receiver Tulane. Played with Tajay Sharp at Tulane in the sixth round. Seventh round, James Williams, safety from Miami. He'll play linebacker. And Jalen Harrell, edge rusher from Michigan. I mean, these are all positions that they needed, right? It's almost like they went down the list of positional needs instead of necessarily best player available, which is always a debate. So now maybe they're building the foundation to put themselves in position to go best player available no matter what.
You know what's beautiful out of all of this? I only can imagine what if they had that third round pick, who they would have done. You know what I'm saying? So I always continue to put in the forefront of your mind that we're still continuing to dig out the hole. When I'm saying we as the Titans universe, we got to dig out the hole,
it's
y'all.
True.
It ain't going
It's not going to happen in one free agency and one draft period.
One dug in one day.
No, sir.
No. Shoot, that hole was dug over like 3 drafts.
Yeah, exactly.
For the 18th straight year, the SEC had the most draft picks in the NFL draft, that little nugget. We've got tons of nuggets for you as we roll through today. By the way, tomorrow we will broadcast live from the Big Orange Caravan at Marathon Music Works, so make sure you know that. If you're a UT fan, we will be there. And we will put together a really good show.
I'm assuming we'll chat with Heupel and the new Lady Vols basketball coach.
Also, watching that Preds game and investing all that time and emotion, and then Sissons missed the open net, and then 3 goals in like no time.
Preds fans,
mood.
Yeah,
sorry.
Preds fans are just.
I mean, we had to work the Preds into the first segment,
defeated.
Right?
Defeated.
All right, you want me to lift you back up?
Yes.
Titans head coach Brian Callahan will join us at 4 o'clock to talk about his first draft class. Your reaction to the Titans draft class, and we'll work through all of these picks as we continue to maneuver through the Monday edition of 3HL. 615-737-1045. Gupta Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. That's where you need to go to get that next new vehicle, whether you're looking for a car, truck, SUV, or Jeep, maybe a Sprinter van. Maybe you got a bunch of kids running around. You need to fit them all into one vehicle. The Sprinter van will work well for you. You can talk with my friend Daniel Gupta and his crew at Gupta Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Let them know what you're looking for, maybe less of a payment, maybe better gas mileage. Whatever you need, they will be able to help you out and point you in the right direction, get you in the vehicle that's right for you. That's their only goal. No pressure on you from them at all. That's what will happen. You go take your test drive, you go inside, they will help make the numbers work, and it'll be that easy. Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, 3450 Tom Austin Highway in beautiful Springfield, Tennessee, just 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. Check them out online while you pretend to work. GuptonMotors.com is the website. All of the dealership information is there. Phone number, address, all of it, the inventory, all of it is there at GuptonMotors.com. 24 west toward Clarksville. Exit 35 is about 9 miles outside the city. 3450 Tom Austin Highway, Springfield, Tennessee. 3450 Tom Austin Highway. 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. That's Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
Imagine you wake up this time next week and poof, 100% debt free from those high interest credit cards, car loans, personal loans. Loan Pronto's Equity Express line of credit is what can make it happen. And you can start the entire process online. Don't even have to talk to anybody. LoanPronto.com is where you start that. So homeowners are basically turning their home equity into cash almost instantly. With Loan Pronto, you can get approval in about 10 minutes. Almost no documentation needed, no appraisal needed, and no hassle. Get hundreds of thousands of dollars out of your home. Use that money to pay off all your other loans, or use that money for a new home improvement project. Maybe you need a new deck. Maybe you want to put a pool in the backyard. Maybe you want a new kitchen, or you need to paint your house. There you go. Loan Pronto can help you do any of it. Call now, 615-499-5780. LoanPronto.com at 615-499-5780. In MLS, 1661781. Subject to lender approval. Equal housing lender.
3HL 1045 The Zone, Britt Doherty, Don Davenport, and Ron Slay. If you want to communicate with us, react to the Titans draft class, J.C. Latham, the first-round pick, offensive tackle out of Bama, they're going to move him to left tackle. Mm-hmm. He played no snaps of left tackle at Alabama. He did play left tackle in high school.
Which clearly wasn't his choice, by the way, from our conversation.
That's right. He
That's
wanted
one
to
of
do
his
it.
triggers.
That's what he said.
It was
He wanted to play left tackle at Bama.
Yeah, I was thinking about this weekend, our conversation with him, because I just
it was incredible.
It was incredible.
And it's him,
incredible.
not us. I'm just saying. He was incredible.
No,
he was incredible.
I mean, just fascinating. And the question that I had asked just about like flipping the switch, right? He basically has multiple personalities. I mean, that's what, because like this is a guy who wants to be a preacher one day, or probably will be when he's done with football.
That's what he said. When he's done, he's going back to Mississippi and be a preacher.
He's going,
Sound like he said on that.
But yet just wrecks people on the field. And he's like, well, that's why I have like this alternate personality. So Trench King.
That's right.
He basically transforms into a different person in his mind on the field and finds these different triggers, which reminded me of Jordan. Mm-hmm. Remember, Michael Jordan would be like, oh yeah, I would, that guy looked at me wrong in warm-ups, and so that would be my like motivation or whatever. And the other guy would be like, I didn't even look at him in warm-ups, like just comes up with these things. I never did that. I wasn't that level.
You did?
I bet Slay did. Yeah, I can see that.
I told y'all.
But like volleyball's
a little different
because you're so far away from your opponent,
right? And also, I played the back row, so they're coming at me. Kind of thing, like I'm digging, so they're probably defending.
They're probably saying that about you.
Probably, yes. And that 1'6'4" girl from Florida that certainly found my face on one. So anyway, try to forget about that. But anyway, and that was one of his triggers, because you were like, okay, well, what are some of the things that trigger you? And one of them was, well, in college it was, I'm not playing left tackle at Alabama, and that was something that like motivated him and was one of his triggers.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Like that mentality is next level to me.
Yeah. That's it. Like that's exactly. You got to find, the season is so long and it's so, in a sense, you get season fatigue, if that makes sense. And it's
sure it does.
Yeah, the conditioning of all the practice, you get now. Players love routines too, without question. But those routines at the same time can get boring if there's no spice in it. So you look forward to coming out of practice and getting to the game. Like I would literally not warm up. You warm up twice. Warm up early on before going back into the locker room to go and get your assignments on the whiteboard and everything and what you're going to do, the game plan. Then you come back out, you warm up again, then you go to the bench. When we come out to warm up the second time, I would never go and warm up. I would just walk along the baseline real slow, stalking and trying to pick somebody out. And if I caught eye contact with anybody, it was on. That would be my thing. You know what I'm saying? So when I would start from the jump ball.
But even if you didn't catch eye contact, it would be because like somebody's trying not to make eye contact with you, and in your head you're like, I got you.
Yep, that's it. I'm looking for you anyway. He was the one I was looking for. Yeah, so you got to find those things, man. That gives you that edge.
So one of the complaints on Twitter, somebody named Paul had said a wasted pick again, talking about J.C. Latham.
I don't understand how you would come across that.
Well, and that's why I said why.
If you heard our conversation with him, where he talked about the 2-hour meeting with Bill Callahan, and that's
how
I went back
they went.
I went back at that guy and I go, with all due respect, I trust Bill Callahan in this deal.
Yeah,
because he spent 2 hours with him, and if you hear J.C. Latham tell the story, they went through like technique.
Yeah,
right.
Yep.
I mean, and basically Callahan was coaching him in those 2 hours.
In the meeting.
Not knowing if he was going to be his guy or not.
Which means Callahan signed off on him.
And wanted him, yeah.
And whether he plays left tackle or right tackle or they move him inside, who the hell cares?
Well, and you saw they're moving Alt to the right side. You're like, dang it.
So it's the same.
Can we not switch there? But
thing.
anyway. So Sorry, somebody called me just now. Hello, we're on the air. But anyways, he played on the right side, wasn't that good there. He's slow, he has tight hips. He'll be a revolving door on the left side. He will not be a good pass blocker on the left.
Okay.
So that's his point of view. But, and one of the knocks on him pre-draft analysis was a little bit of a lack of consistency in pass pro, right? But I think you also have to remember this guy hasn't played the position forever. I mean, you remember Cole Kublik, who I really trust when it comes to analyzing offensive linemen. I mean, he spends all his time watching offensive lineman video, college and pro, and he said his ceiling is so high because he has so many areas where he can develop as a pass protector. Yeah. Well, guess what? He's got the best developer in the damn country as his position coach.
You know how many snaps he played at Alabama at tackle and guard? He played guard 120 snaps or whatever. But in total, 1,888 snaps.
And he was good there.
Two sacks against the SEC.
Yeah.
And whatever non-con stuff they were doing, and always in the playoffs. Get out of here with the no pass protection crap. I get the move to left tackle. Maybe that works, maybe that doesn't. If it doesn't, they put him at right tackle. You still got 3 great offensive linemen.
You're short up there.
Man.
And he was going.
I don't understand.
He was going 1-on-1. Wasn't like somebody was sending help his way or needing someone to chip we leaving you over there. With guys like James Pierce Jr. We sat there and watched the entire game of Tennessee and Alabama. Play for play. The man didn't need any help. Any help. And this is a man that wrecked the SEC last year and expected to be a top 10 pick this year in James Pierce.
You pointed out one service that has him number 1 overall. I found another.
So I'm saying?
2 different services have James Pierce Jr. number 1 overall. Now, I don't think that happens because you and I were talking about this. In today's NFL, defensive players don't get picked like that. The top 14 players in this draft were all offensive players. Like, that's where we're going with the thing. But in terms of the top defensive players in the draft, there's 2 different services that have James Pierce Jr. number 1 right now.
We handled him with no problem, no sweat. But, I mean, when you walk...
Sweat was that text.
That's right. Like,
Man, I got some quotes from him. I found an article about him.
It's so fun in the preseason. If you're able to go get, I don't know, what do they do? Let people in free, get tickets? What do they do as far as being able to watch the preseason
training camp?
Yeah, training camp.
Last year it was tickets. I mean, they were free, but you had to. So I don't know what they're doing.
I'm just saying,
hurry
up and get there, y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all. If when the tickets come out, this is going to be a fun thing to watch when you're talking about the trenches.
I mean, theoretically, when you look at this draft, there are 3 starters that they drafted.
Yep.
There better be.
I mean,
and the other thing about Latham, by the way,
Cedric Gray, who will start next to Kenneth Murray.
Yes,
I guess, and wear the green.
And
dot
I love
as a
Cedric Gray.
Yeah.
The other thing with Latham is he's a rookie. He's going to be moving to the left side. He admitted there will probably be a little bit of a learning curve. Yes. Like there's going to be moments where he struggles.
Right.
Just like Skoronski.
There's going to be rookie moments anyway.
Moving to that level, but you look big picture and long term, and you have a foundational piece of what you need on that line that you haven't had the last 3 years here in Tennessee.
And that's why you have a guy like Bill Callahan that can fast track that curve as far as learning and developing goals and being able to have veterans on the opposite side that you're going against. Be able, like, imagine what he's going to learn going up against Harold Landry. Rashad Weaver, who's looking to prove a point this year. Arden Key, who got a target on his back. Like, I need to get something done.
Or Big Jeff Pullen.
You know what I'm like? Imagine all these guys doing twists and things. Like, that's when I saw one of the things that they pointed out. And I think Bill Belichick hit on it, and he was saying that he was a little hesitant on his pickups when they were stunting in front of him. And the only thing was if he could knock that out and just be more decisive on who he's going to pick up, he's not a problem with that once he picks him up. So, You're going to learn, dude. You're going to learn so much. And guys 4, 5 years, 6 years into the league are still learning today. So it's always going to be a curve.
615-737-1045. Your take on the Titans draft class. Again, Bill Callahan, son, Brian, will join us at 4 o'clock. Brian Callahan will join us at 4 o'clock. It's not Friday, and Bill Callahan's not on. Brian Callahan is on Monday at 4 o'clock. That's coming up. Stay tuned. CW and Franklin. CW, what's up?
Hey, guys, I want to talk about T-Sweat.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so I admittedly I have some bias because I'm a Texas Longhorn fan, but
Yep.
I've watched every snap of every game. I can tell you that every game, just about, the best player on the field was T'Vondre Sweat. Mm-hmm. And the issue with the snap count, that's a lot of times, that was where the opposing coaches would get into tempo when he would get off the field just to keep him from getting back on. Mm-hmm. The Texas Longhorns had 11 players drafted, and I can assure you he's the biggest one they're concerned about replacing because there just aren't a lot of players like that. So Longhorns fans love him, and I'm confident that Titans fans will as well.
Appreciate the perspective.
What's the question, as a Longhorn fan, what is the talk about his maturity from kind of year previous to now?
So the maturity thing, you can talk about behind the scenes, or people are saying this, and that's kind of elusive. So you can't prove it's right, can't prove it's wrong. He was known as a jokester, but I can tell you the Texas fans loved him, the players loved him, the coaches loved him. You know, Sark did not tolerate a lot of stuff like that in the program that maybe some previous coaches did. And so if you go back and look, there was a lot of players cleaned out. Yep. T-Sweat wasn't one of them. If you remember the incident with the Texas coach on the bus where he kind of had the profanity, well, T'Vondre Sweat later admitted, I was one of the guys he was talking to. I was one of the guys in the back of the bus. Mm-hmm. And several of those guys, they didn't make it on another bus. They were gone, but T-Sweat stayed. The coaches worked with him, and he's a jokester. He's got a little bit of that kind of personality, but I'm confident that Simmons is going to be a big help to him. Yeah. You know, Sweat made Murphy a first-round pick. Murphy's a great player, but Sweat made Murphy a first-round pick. Yeah. And Simmons is already one of the best in the league, but he doesn't get credit for it. Simmons will get credit for it playing next to T-Sweat.
Yeah, because Sweat was getting double-teamed at Texas, and that enabled Murphy to kind of work.
I've got some quotes on that. Danico better free agent.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Hey, thank you for the perspective, CW. Appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
But that's a great point about the Texas staff, too, the switch of staff, too, because Sark came in and was like, okay, no more BS.
Sweat said this about his teammate, defensive tackle Byron Murphy, who went in the first round. Quote, he's a little short dog. I'm a big old tank. Said Sweat is the trash talker on the team.
Yeah.
I love it.
And all of his teammates, like I found an article from Kirk Bowles, who writes for the Austin American Statesman.
Does a really good job covering
Does a great job. And he wrote this piece about Sweat and before the playoffs, before the Big 12 championship game last year. And all of his teammates are like, oh, man, that guy's always – like you walk up to him. He's one of these people. You walk up to him and you smile.
Yeah.
He's just that guy. Like he's having fun in life. It's funny. He played basketball in high school, T-Sweat did, and he loves Kevin Durant. It's part of why he went to Texas.
Wow.
And he's always wanted to meet Kevin Durant. He's never met him.
Oh, he get a great opportunity now.
He said, when I got to Texas, I was a little small guy. Then I get here, and you get all this food, and I took advantage of it.
Hey, man, I ain't blaming him, man. I ain't blaming him, man. I was out a month with a meniscus tear and was 220 when I came into UT. That month later, when I got back on the scale, I was 245 in a month. Like, hell yeah, let's eat, baby.
Kurt Bowles said he clogs up the middle like bacon grease does a kitchen sink.
Wow.
What a great description.
Absolutely love that. T-Sweat said he listens to Luke Combs before games to get hype.
Wow.
I don't know how hype that music is.
Fits well in Nashville, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And again, this piece was before the championship game. He had no idea he was coming here, but he likes Luke Combs. Big Jeff tweeted this. Oh, man, let's go. Finally got another bull in the interior. Let's work, big dog.
Yeah.
At T'Vondre Sweat.
So, Corey Mose is a sport, and one of our listeners actually tagged us on this on Twitter, but is a sports reporter for KVUE in Austin, and put out a tweet today, or a story today, days after being drafted. Xavier Worthy, Jonathan Brooks, and Tavondre Sweat and Jordan Whittington all working out together today or whatever. And this little clip of Sweat on why he's working out.
You just got drafted, bro. Why you out here working already?
I'm out here working because I got to prove the people wrong, man. Everybody stereotyping me out here. But you know what? I'm going to continue to do my work in silence, and I'm going to keep being big dog Nashville, baby.
There you go.
I love this guy. He's gonna listen. Y'all can have all the concerns.
He's going to end up being a media favorite.
Man,
He's going to be a fan favorite
out, man. So I can go get that jersey. Hurry up, man. Hurry up.
He's your kind of guy, isn't he?
Yeah, man. Hurry up.
I got to prove all those people wrong.
He's going to be Big Slay out there.
Man, I love this. I love this right here.
I can't wait to watch. So you watch guys and you watch them talk and you have no idea what they're saying or whatever. But I'm going to watch the guy next to him when he's talking. I'm going to look at Big Jeff and you're going to be able to see him smiling and laughing.
Oh, man. It's going to be, you imagine the celebrations, the fun they're going to have. This could be good, man. I think it is going to be good. It's going to be good.
6'4", 362 next to 6'4", 305. And 305 is Big Jeff.
And both of them challenging each other, though, moving.
The idea here, right? I mean, the big picture idea here is for him to eventually take some of that double team off of Big Jeff,
yes.
right? Mm-hmm. I mean, that has to be the plan.
Without question. That's almost what you saw. The reason T.R. Tart was able to go get a bag is because of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We just need you to remain steady, humble, and consistent work all the way through, and everything going to take care of itself.
Would you be surprised if T.R. Tart doesn't really do much?
No.
Moving forward?
No. I think I don't know where his mind is.
I know.
I don't know where his mind is.
You want to talk about immature.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I appreciate the confidence, like I'm the guy, but look at the guy next to you, dude.
There's a reason why.
Who's taking all of the offensive linemen off of you.
There's a reason why.
Anyway, 615-737-1045 at 3HL1045. You want in? We'll be right back. Continuing to evaluate this Titans draft class on 1045 The Zone.
If you haven't checked out Two Rivers Ford lately, you definitely need to. They have something for everyone. Maybe you want a new truck like I did, then go get you an F-150 or a Ranger. And if you're a business owner, Two Rivers Ford has a commercial fleet division, an entire team dedicated to getting your work trucks and vans for the best price and the best financing, and they deliver whatever you need quickly because they know time is money. Two Rivers Ford also has a mobile experience division, right? Everything comes to you nowadays. Two Rivers Ford comes to you too. You need maintenance on your vehicles. They'll perform basic maintenance like oil changes, new brakes. They'll meet you right at your office parking lot or your home, your driveway. You can schedule pickup and delivery service. They'll come pick up your vehicle, leave you a loaner, service it, and then bring it back when it's ready. And guess what? All of these mobile service options, the exact price you would pay if you walked into the dealership with your car. So Two Rivers Ford, always making things easier for you and purchasing a car. Yeah, they'll make that easy for you too. I know. I love my Ford F-150, and I loved the entire process at Two Rivers Ford and all the help I got in trying to figure out how to work my new truck. There is a reason Two Rivers Ford has been around for over 4 decades. It's because they're the best. You need a car, truck, SUV, anything, Two Rivers Ford is where you need to go. Two Rivers Ford is the South's most trusted Ford dealer.
I want to tell you about my friends at Xfinity. Everyone's house is different, but they're all the same in one way. You've all got those places where the Wi-Fi just won't go. For you, maybe it's the attic. For others, maybe it's their basement. Well, if you have wall-to-wall Wi-Fi from Xfinity, You could worry less about these dead spots. Finally, with wall-to-wall Wi-Fi from Xfinity, you get fast speeds throughout your home, reliable connection in every room, and power for all of your devices, even when everyone is online. That's wall-to-wall Wi-Fi only with Xfinity. That's wall-to-wall Wi-Fi with Xfinity. New customers learn how you can save $1,000 over T-Mobile in your first year with Connect Internet and Xfinity Mobile. Switch today. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Compares promotional pricing from Xfinity Connect Internet and 2 Unlimited Plus mobile lines versus T-Mobile Home Internet and 2 Magenta Plan lines. Equipment not included after the promotion. Regular rates apply. $3HL 1045, The Zone. Britt Doherty, Don Davenport, and Ron Slay. Producer for 3HL is the one and only Joe Hunk, who is wearing a Kansas City Royals hat today for some reason.
Well, no, I'm going through my collection. I have probably.
I thought it was random.
No, it's 29. I have like 29 of 32 MLB teams, and I've got all these hats.
That's what
Who are
I
you
do.
missing?
St. Louis Cardinals because I hate them.
So you've been to Busch Stadium. You just didn't buy the hat.
Yeah, no, I actually used to have a Cardinals hat, and I got rid of it. So that one, I don't have a Los Angeles Dodgers because I let it mold over by accident.
Mold over.
It was totally
like Jell-O?
Yeah, it was just I left it back in the back of my car. The water.
The sweat stains and all that.
It was just I got that one, and there's one and San Diego Padres. Those are the three I don't have.
Oh, dude, you need the old brown Padres hat.
That's what I'm wanting. So
I don't like the brown pinstripes, but I do like the brown and yellow color scheme. But the brown hat is amazing.
Yeah, so that's the one I'm wanting, is that one.
615-737-1045 if you want in at 3HL1045 on Twitter. Again, coming up in about 15 minutes, the head coach of the Tennessee Titans, Brian Callahan, will join us to talk about his first draft class. Do y'all want to talk about the Preds at all and what happened?
Not really.
Well,
I like the 4 p.m. start.
Not if they play like.
But you're invested in a 3-1, like hard-earned 3-1 game for 2.5 hours, and then just bam, bam, bam. Especially when you have the Preds money line. And then Sissons misses a wide-open net. Like, oh, my gosh. And not like it was a far shot. Like, he was in the zone.
that's why I see.
Man, that was tough.
By the way, back and forth.
It was cool before the game, though. When Cushenberry snapped a shotgun snap of a catfish to Will Levis,
That was so cool.
who then kissed it and went crazy. But I love that Cushenberry was involved in that.
Yeah.
And then, they show Taylor Lewan on the Jumbotron, and he chugs a beer, and then his daughter chugs a glass of water next to him. It's phenomenal.
Daddy's girl.
It was all set up to be great until it wasn't, and now they're...
Well, the energy was right. That's a good thing.
Canucks become only the second team in Stanley Cup playoff history to tie a game in the final 10 seconds and win it in the opening 2 minutes of overtime. And you knew during overtime, though, it's like during the intermission before overtime, you knew that was about to happen.
Shame.
Which apparently they did too. 615-737-1045. Your reaction. Again, Brian Callahan coming up in about 15 minutes. Mike and Pulaski. Mike, what's up?
Not much, man. I was just wondering if you guys had heard about the Pro Football Focus draft for next year.
Is that the one that has the Titans 5th and then trading up to number 1 to get
a quarterback?
The quarterback from Georgia?
Yes, that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they went off Vegas odds. So they went off win totals. So the win total currently, before the draft, I haven't seen it lately, but was 5.5 for the Titans. So that's why they have them drafting 5th, yes.
Well, then that means Will Levis is going to have a terrible year, and I just don't believe that. I don't see that coming.
I mean, it's a big year for Will Levis, that's for sure.
That's true. All right, guys, thanks.
Thank you, Mike. Did y'all see that, though?
I did see it. We talked a lot about it this weekend, though.
Can't be that bad.
Because I was like, I just...
Can they not? Don't tell Babsy. It cannot be worse, Babsy.
Not this time around, y'all.
I think Levis is the guy, though. So
I do, too.
That's where
National Guy doesn't for some reason.
National Guy does not. Clearly.
Why is that,
They have
though?
the Titans moving up next year. First of all, picking 5th, moving up to get Carson Beck. That was the...
Did they not see the 4 touchdowns in his first start against the Falcons? Did they not see the game against the Steelers where all of the national guys were like, Will Levis is the truth?
Did they not see the absolute Shiano show that was that offensive line?
Yeah, he was a crash test dummy back there.
Did they not see the dismal play calling that happened with this dead offense last year? Do they not see any of that?
By the way, speaking of offensive line, I got a buddy that's a New York Giants fan. The New York Giants gave up 85 sacks last year. To put that into perspective as to how bad that was, the Titans gave up 64.
Right.
Good God Almighty.
20 more than what I
Think
thought
about
was
that.
the worst
That's
offensive
crazy.
line in the league.
Yeah, I thought our quarterback was on his back at least every 4 plays.
So that's the most sacks given up by any team during an NFL season in almost 40 years. And you know what the Giants did in the draft? Did not draft an offensive lineman.
Good job, guys.
Not one.
That's what I'm talking about.
We're good.
Yeah, good.
Danny Dimes?
Yeah.
Listen,
Give
man.
you a lot of weapons.
We'll let you die back there. We'll take you off the payroll, and then we'll move on.
Well, I was trying to tell y'all. That's why, hey, forget all that weapon stuff. We cool, man.
85 sacks.
That's nuts, man. You
As
can't even-
bad as we think the Titans' offensive line was, the Giants gave up 21 more sacks than the Titans.
How's a man supposed to sleep at night? Knowing that he got to wake up and go to that the next day.
Oh, man.
That's what I got to walk into work to and see. 85 sacks waiting on me.
John in Monteagle. John, what's up? How are you, man?
Hey, is Ron in the house?
You better believe it. I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
Ron Slate was in the draft room the other night because the Titans blew the roof off of it.
Hey! You better believe it.
Ain't no roof on the Titans draft
No,
class, huh?
sir.
I think they done very well for themselves.
Love that, man. Appreciate that, bro.
It was an awesome draft, I think, for the Titans. I think they got it going in the right way. People just need to be patient. Rome wasn't built in a day, and
That's right.
the Titans ain't going to be built in a day.
Which pick were you happiest with?
I was happy with all of them.
That's a good answer, too. I like that. I was, too.
I mean, I thought they done excellent. I guess the offensive lineman from Alabama.
Yeah. Okay, J.C.
And
Latham.
and I like Callahan's thinking. I'm going to the Power 5 schools and recruiting or drafting and getting them guys because
That's what they did.
They've been proven to me. So, and 2 sacks in his career in the SEC. That's unbelievable.
1,888 snaps.
Love that, man.
Thank you, John. Appreciate you, brother.
Y'all have a good one.
All right. I feel like we need to kind of dive into these guys a little bit for a couple minutes before we get the head coach on.
Yeah.
So if you don't have the backstory, you kind of have the backstory. So Cedric Gray, 4th-round pick, linebacker, UNC, 6'2", 234, 2-time first-team All-ACC. Last year, 121 tackles, 11 tackles for a loss, 5 sacks, an interception, ran a 4.64 40, Butkus Award semifinalist, sideline-to-sideline guy, led Power 5 in total tackles the last 2 years. He said, one of the things I pride myself with is being able to get to the football. Says he's a smart player, would embrace wearing the green dot. Quote, I see myself as a leader. I feel like I can lead a group of men. End quote. You know there's a confidence level if a guy who hasn't been in an NFL locker room will say that about himself.
Yeah.
Jarvis Brownlee Jr., Louisville, cornerback, 5'10", 194, 5th round, said he felt like he was one of the top corners in the draft, so he'll likely have a chip on his shoulder going in the 5th round. I watched his tape today. Physical, hard hitter, smart. He's got ball skills. Honorable mention All-ACC. 37 starts like Cedric Gray. 37 starts, both of them. Quote, I love corner, but I also love nickel. If I had to choose, I would say nickel. I love hitting, and I love tackling. How about that? Tulane wide receiver Quan Jackson. We'll get more into these guys as we go through. His uncle is Hall of Fame safety Ed Reed. He has 7 siblings, meaning he's got to fight for his. 4.42 240 at the combine, return punts and kickoffs. Tajay Spears was at Jackson's draft party. The Titans tried to call Spears to surprise Jackson. Spears didn't answer the phone. How about that? Tulane coach Willie Fritz, Don, who you've met, said Jackson is a playmaker, super return guy, has good hand speed and good football IQ. Said you only have to tell him something once. James Williams, safety, Miami. Played safety in college, but worked at linebacker at the Senior Bowl. That's where the Titans will play him at linebacker. He will have to earn his spot in camp on special teams. At age 5, Williams saw his father shoot and kill his mother. Ooh. He was raised by his grandmother, who urged him to play football and made him the man that he is today. Jalen Harrell, edge, Michigan, had 7.5 sacks for the national champions last season, 10 tackles for a loss, started all 15 games, 2-time All-Big Ten, 3-time academic All-Big Ten, and there you go. All right, Brian Callahan next. Titans coach, 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
Love to recommend my friend at Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville to you. I use them to replace my windows and my windows and doors in my rental property. Gonna use them again to replace my doors out to my deck as well. Those need replaced. Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville were the best and affordable too. Their replacement windows are affordable, and they also have a deal going on for you too. 50% off qualifying installations and no money down, no interest, no payments for 12 months. Easy to schedule your free consultation and check out that special at PellaNashville.com, or you can stop by their showroom. They're the best. You can walk in there, see what they can offer, how they can help you, and you know the product is top notch and the service and installation even more top notch. Their showroom is in Franklin, 277 Mallory Station Road. Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville at PellaNashville.com.
Dickens Surf and Landscape Supply, that's who you need to call and get with about making your lawn look better than everyone else's in the world. And that's what will happen when you go to DickensSupply.com or check out one of their locations. My guy Trey Hartsook is here with more about Dickens Surf and Landscape Supply. Trey, what's up?
Hey, Brent, what's up, man? I know it's Monday here in the Middle Tennessee area, and we're going to get some rain tonight. And that reminded me, we need to be making sure this year that we put down our fungicides. What happens a lot of time is, Brent, people start seeing these brown spots in the yard and they don't know what it is, and so it gets really bad, and by the time that happens, the lawn will be in big trouble. So don't let that happen this year. Make sure we do our second round of pre-emerge. Make sure we get that down. Also, our preventative fungicide applications need to be doing that about now to make sure that all the hard work that we put in doesn't get eaten up by a fungus in our grass. Also, Brent, time is running out on the Toro Spring Sales event. If you've got a lawn machine that you're not in love with, it's been giving you some trouble, you've had it for a little while, come into Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply. Look at the different units that we have. A lot of great options, whether you have 0.3 of an acre or 33 acres. We have a lawn machine for you, and we'd love to talk to you about it. Stop in and see us. We're conveniently located all over Middle Tennessee. The locations in Nashville, Hendersonville, Murfreesboro, Bellevue, Brentwood, Lumber, Mount Juliet, and Franklin. If you can't get a hold of us, check us out online, DickensSupply.com.
Good afternoon from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. I'm Joe Hunk. Details are coming out about Travis Kelce's brand new deal. It is 2 years worth $34.25 million in that contract extension. Also, congratulations to VFL Jordan Beck, who just got called up by the Colorado Rockies. He got the news yesterday. He is flying to Miami today and will be available for the Rockies tomorrow when they start their series against the Miami Marlins. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, as well as home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
.3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay. The executive producer of 3HL is Joe Hunk.
Sup?
Titans head coach Brian Callahan joins us now. Brian, what's up? How are you, man?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you guys?
What is the feeling after the draft happens and the hay is in the barn? Is there a moment where you kind of can take a deep breath, or is it on to the next thing?
Yeah, there is. I mean, it feels good when it's over. Especially this one with just the amount of work and we were well behind the process because of hiring staff and free agency. There's just a lot of things that we had to get crossed off the list. And to get through the draft and feel really good about the class and get a chance to just take a deep breath for maybe the first time in a while, it was good. When the draft is over, there's definitely a feeling of relief. Just all that work that goes into it, is sort of been finalized, and you get the fruits of your labor. And then, for me, I'm moving on. Players are here for phase 2 workouts on Monday morning, and we were ready to roll again for that. So there is a little bit of more freedom for me now that the draft part's over. I'm more just involved in the football part, which I enjoyed, but I'm really happy with how the draft turned out.
Well, let's start with the first pick, J.C. Latham. So we had him on the show on Friday for 30 minutes, and I told someone I don't know that we've had a more interesting interview subject on 3HL, and we've been on since 2010. He's a fascinating guy. I told him I thought he would go to the Chargers at 5 because they had a left tackle that's an all-pro, and that he would fit in at right tackle. And he said he thought kind of the same thing. But you guys end up with J.C. Latham. What was the comparison there with Joe Alt and J.C. Latham, and what was the evaluation process between those two guys? And I'm sure you're glad with the guy that you ended up with.
Yeah, I'm thrilled to death. I think J.C. is going to be a really good player for us for a long time, and picking when you're picking in the top 10, that's what you're hoping for. That's what that player ends up becoming. And when you hit those picks, which you should at that point in the draft, you have a chance to draft cornerstone players, and a left tackle was one of those positions that you hope to have. And between Alt and JC, they're both our two top tackles, and we felt very comfortable that either one of those guys had that been the one at the pick. We had no idea what was going to go on in front of us. We had heard Alt to the Chargers. We had heard JC to the Chargers. We had heard that the Giants might take him. There were just all these things that you don't know. And so you try to get in a world where you're comfortable. Here's the 3 or 4 players that we would love at this pick. Here's the potential trade options. So you sort of stack all of it and talk about it beforehand. And we felt like JC is a cornerstone caliber player that was very much worthy of the pick at 7. And has all the ability in the world to play left tackle. You guys have probably gone into some of the details and why he ended up staying at the right, but he is certainly capable of being a left tackle in the NFL.
Yeah, 1,888 snaps at Alabama, only 2 sacks given up. Brian Callahan, Titans head coach, with us talking about his first draft class.
Coach, a lot of talk about T'Vondre Sweat, and you guys have been pretty open about going, you and Rand and the whole staff going to spend time with his family to really dive in, because there's, outside talk of character issues and everything that happened. What did you really learn when you got to kind of sit down and dig into him as a person?
Yeah, you learn a lot when you take the time to do it. I think what happens with a lot of these guys is these scouts go in the areas, just as a background, like the scouts go into the school for a couple of years, and they get probably exposure to these kids when they're in their freshman, sophomore years. And, there's a lot of things that come out about kids when they're 18 to 19 years old that get collected over time. And you always hear immaturity, and they need to have a thumb on them, and they didn't go to class. And there's all these things that come up, and then eventually, by the time they're juniors and seniors, those things go away, because like any human being that goes to college, you grow up, and things change. And so sometimes those things get embedded in what the write-ups on these players are over time, and they get stuck. And I think Rand does a really good job of differentiating what like a real character concern is versus what sort of common immaturity is for, an 18 or 19-year-old kid who, and now, by the way, these 18, 19-year-old kids have a lot of money.
Yes, they do. That's a great point.
And so you try to take it with a grain of salt. You try to do your work and your research. And that's what I think we've done a really good job of. And I think one of Rand's real strengths is identifying what is an actual character concern versus what is standard immaturity for the age and place in their life. And you try to be fair and make sure that you're getting that what you know about the player and the person is matches up with what's being reported. And so we just took the time to make sure that we had a chance to get to know him. And he's a great personality. He's a phenomenal kid. And I think had a lot of the normal issues that most of the 18 and 19-year-olds that live in Austin have when they go to the University of Texas. So I don't think he's alone in that. And so a kid that likes to have a good time and probably maybe parties more than they should have early on, and start to learn lessons and figure out, if I take this part a little more seriously, I might make myself a lot of money, Yeah. And I think that those are the things that happen.
Slay just raised his hand when you said that, by the way.
I know. I'm like, we got one of those sitting in here. Maybe partied a little too much in college.
Maybe me too. I was 5.5 years there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, thankfully I was just a little bit before cell phones, not too much, but in terms of the cameras, no one caught me doing anything dumb when I was in college, but trust me, I did plenty of it. So, it's just our process was just to make sure that obviously the incident's important and the trouble that he got in, he was forthcoming on what happened, how it happened, and then the process involved in it, and took responsibility for his part in the actions, which is obviously we don't want to get behind the wheel at any point when you've had anything to drink. That's not very smart. It's a really dumb decision, and ultimately could have cost him his life at the end of the day. And so his awareness and willingness to accept his fault in the process, and then being forthcoming and honest about how it happened, what happened, made us feel a lot more comfortable about what kind of person we're getting. People make mistakes, and I think that he learned some pretty valuable lessons in the process. And I think we're going to get the best of him when he gets here. And like a lot of guys out there, they need to know that you care about them and you got their back too, and they tend to give you their best. And so that's part of that process and why we went down there. And, we felt really comfortable with the person after that visit. And again, he came in here right after his DUI incident, like a day or two after he came in here on his 30 visit. And I think Rand alluded to it as well, that he was just very much on the defensive, trying to make sure he could clear his name. And we just didn't feel like we got the real version of Big Sweat. And so we wanted to make sure we did a little more research on it. And I think what happens when you do that is you allow yourself the opportunity to make a really informed decision, as opposed to just taking a write-up on a kid and saying, he's off our board, without really doing the homework. And as a player, he's worth that effort, I guess, is the point that I'm getting at, is that his film as a defensive lineman was worth the effort to make sure we knew what we were getting.
Well, and along those lines, I mean, did the phone ring for during that pick or whatever? I mean, you guys, obviously there was draft capital is something that you guys needed, but you felt that he was important enough at that position to not maybe take an offer, right?
Correct. The phone rings. I mean, obviously the beauty of the way the draft is set up now is you have a whole day to get squared away for the early part of the second and third rounds. And, there's plenty of conversations, plenty of phone calls. Again, not every phone call and every deal is one that's worth taking either. And there's definitely, we have all of the trade scenarios and the trade charts and the point charts. We have all the different ones. And, you want to make sure that if someone's coming up for a player and they're coming up that high in the round, that, they pay the premium for what that is. And some deals were good and some we considered and some were not at all. And that's just how it goes. The phone rings all the time during the draft. You have a lot of those discussions. And ultimately, we felt like at that point, you start the round out picking whatever we were, seventh in the round, and there's a pot of players that you're comfortable with at 38. That if you trade out of that spot, you leave that world of player into a different world of player, depending on how you have your board stacked and ranked. And we felt like had we moved out of that spot where we were dropping down a level of player that was available to us in the high part. And again, not to say we didn't consider some of the offers, but ultimately felt like the impact that Sweat could make for us in the defensive line was better than acquiring some of the capital that was offered. And again, not that they weren't considered or we didn't talk through all those scenarios, but ultimately landed on picking what we felt like was going to be a high impact player.
Titans head coach Brian Callahan with us. We as fans watch the draft, and so the Falcons go Michael Penix Jr. at quarterback. Is there at least like a somewhat of a reaction in the room when like weird things happen during the draft, and then you keep moving after that?
Yeah, there is. There's sometimes you go, "Ooh, I didn't see that one coming."
Said
we had
everybody.
actually had, to be honest though, we had started to hear a little bit of rumblings that they might do that.
Wow.
So it wasn't a full surprise for us necessarily. It's always surprising when you see it happen in a moment, but definitely had heard some, and again, it's draft season rumors, so you never really know what's real.
Right, exactly.
There was some chatter out there, kind of in some league circles, that they might go quarterback at 8 if there was one that they liked. So, that wasn't like a full surprise, but you definitely kind of makes you kind of go, whoa! I guess that was real.
So would it still have been a no-brainer with J.C. Latham had the Giants gone quarterback right in front of you and Malik Neighbors would have been sitting there?
Those are the discussions that we have long debates about prior to the draft, and so we had gotten to the point where we felt like the addition of JC was going to be an important part of building our offensive line, and one that we needed to put some investment into. And so you'll never know the full answer, but
that's a good enough answer, though.
Yeah. But we have those conversations. Those things were all we worked in every possible scenario.
Our guy Mike Detillier down in Louisiana has covered LSU for 40 years, done draft reports and all this stuff, and he's like, I'm going to tell you right now. He said Malik Neighbors is Jamar Chase, and I started thinking about you guys with Jamar Chase. I'm like, I don't know, but to us it's an entertainment thing. It's not like life or death. I lose my job if I don't do this right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. It's all fun to talk about until you got to put the card in.
Yeah.
But it was. I mean, he's a fantastic player. We really felt like he was an impact receiver, and that's a good comparison. I mean, I felt like when I watch him play and I look at how he's built, he is more similar to Jamar than a lot of guys are in that respect. So I think I'm glad he went to the NFC and not the AFC.
There you go.
But he's a fantastic player. I think he's going to have a really good start to his career.
I know you have a meeting at 4:30, but we still have time for you to, I think, right, Slade, go into the boom boom room a little bit.
I get to go back.
Oh yeah, Coach, you did such a good job, man.
Yeah, you've been here a while. Yeah.
We get to open it up for you now, man. You got a key now, so come on in.
Let's go.
Yes. One man on his way here to the boom boom room.
That's right, man. The Tennessee Titans head coach Brian Callahan is walking back into the boom boom room. Not the bedroom of the boom boom room. He'll be in the living room of the boom boom room. But it's brought to you by Little T.
This man?
Hey, man, listen. Anything goes in the boom boom room. It's just, it could be a party. Who knows? But, Callie, appreciate you coming back in, man. You ready to do this?
Of course. Let's do it.
All right, some quick hitters, man.
Do it.
Fan of hot chicken or not since you've been in Nashville for a while?
Oh, big fan.
Okay.
Big.
Like
How
super hot? Yeah. Like, where are we going with this?
I would say comfortably hot. I'm not. I like a little heat turned up on it, but not crazy. I don't want my eyes to water when I eat.
Yeah, from the chicken eater coach, I always remember, man, to go in hot and come out hot. Here we go. People that you don't correct during duty. Why should coach or teacher not be on this list? Now, let me tell you the list. Policeman.
Okay.
Policeman is one on the list. Firefighter, a pastor, a teacher, a coach, and a barber. These are people you don't correct when they're doing their business, when they're in the line of duty. You can correct them after, but is there a reason why coach and teacher should not be on this list?
Should not be.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Or should they be on there? Should they be ranked number 1 on the list?
Well, no. Everybody else there seems like they're doing a either one, saving a life, or 2, making sure nobody's fate gets messed up. So those feel like really important things. Coaching and teaching, I think you can. The world's not ending if you get interrupted in the moment. So I could make the case why they should not be on that list.
All right, okay, cool. Number 3, Mother's Day or Father's Day, and who gets the best gifts on those days?
Ooh, careful, coach.
Oh, Mother's Day. Mother's Day.
Okay, now
absolutely.
Now let me tell you this, Coach. I'm starting a crusade every year around this time because Father's Day is after, and we always get forgotten about. We always get our days blended into 4th of July when we got a barbecue and things of this nature. But I just want to know if you're on board for the crusade of fathers being more recognized Cicadas on Father's Day. That's all I want.
You know what? I'll join the crusade for the recognition. I'm on board with that.
Hey, there we go. All right. Okay, now, got 2 more questions for you.
Yeah.
The media that you've dealt with so far in Nashville are cicadas. Which do you look more forward to dealing with?
Which one? What was the first one?
The media, the Nashville media that you got to deal with, or the cicadas that are on the way. Which one do you look forward to dealing with more? Now don't forget your introductory press conference. How everybody they were kind of like cicadas in there. So just need to know.
It was. Oh man, no, I actually really enjoy our media here.
Okay.
I like the way those guys interact. It's fun. But this. I can't believe I thought the cicadas just came like last year.
Dude,
they keep
they were up there with you guys.
Callie, this is going to be a cicada revolution.
Yeah.
It's like the first
like
time in 221 years we've had like 2 different kinds of cicadas at the same time. Good luck with practice.
Yeah, good luck with camp.
Oh, that's going to be we just had it up in Cincinnati like a summer ago.
Y'all had it either a year or 2 ago. Yep.
So it's you, Coach.
Yep.
Yeah.
You brought them with you.
Yeah, nothing like this.
I'm an experienced cicada navigator, so we should be able to make it work. This thing's wild, though. What a wild thing.
Hey, tennis rackets work well, so you can be on the practice field with a tennis racket.
Oh, God.
That's right.
All right, last one, Coach. What's more impressive? Rand keeping his beard manicured the way it is, or J.C. Latham squatting over 900-plus pounds?
You know what? I think Rand's beard is way more impressive.
Also, can we not allow J.C. Latham to go that high on the squad anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we don't. Yeah, we don't do that. There's not a whole lot. We don't put 900 pounds on people's back at this level. We'll make sure we keep them healthy. Rand's beard is meticulous. It is well manicured. It is manicured regularly, and it always looks good.
I love it. I love it, Coach. I appreciate it, Coach. We had to hit you with the quick hitters this time. You survived the boom boom room again, man. Let them out.
Oh, thank God.
Well. Looks like you did good in the boom boom room. Hoo-wah.
All right, Robbie Bourne has given us 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Okay. Well, I do have a question, Coach, because you mentioned starting phase 2 workouts. So just curious, with a new staff in place and all of that, what do these look like for you guys? Like, what goes on behind the scenes in phase 2 workouts?
Yeah, they're great. It's our first time to be. We had a mini camp last week, which was sort of an introduction to what phase 2 is going to be like for us. It's kind of how we use that time. But it's a chance for us to get exposed to our players and our players to get a chance to see how we function on the field. There's a relationship that grows there, and there's some expectations that get set, and how we want to work and what we want to be about when we're on the field. It's fantastic. It's a good start. It's obviously the league rules have it pretty manageable, so these aren't long days on these guys. It's not this crazy long work day. They're in here for about a half a day, and they get their lifting and running and a little bit of football, which is great. So it's a chance for us to do the simple things: line up, break a huddle, line up, run some plays, look at some targeting in the run game, get some timing down in the passing game. So it's a really important part of our process, a really important part of getting ready to get football going in July training camp.
Well, so
we need every minute of this time.
I'm sure you do. Take Coach Brian Callahan with us, and I know you're going to be asked about Cedric Gray and the green dot, and Jarvis Brownlee, who says he loves to hit people, which I like. Jaquan Jackson saying that Spears was at his draft party, and James Wilson moving to linebacker, and all these things. But we got one more important thing that we need to do on this show, I think,
Coach.
Yeah.
I am on board with this. I've been wearing this jersey since the season ended, leading up to the draft, and I will continue wearing it day in and day out because I'm Team Burks. Give me something good, man, that you're seeing out of my guy Traylon Burks, Coach. Come on.
I'm sorry,
I'm right here
Coach.
for
You
it,
know
Coach.
what? That's a great question because he's really had a fantastic start to the offseason program. I've been happy with what he's done. I have no idea. I mean that. That's honest. He's done a great job of learning and getting a bunch of different things down, and I think he's really stacked a handful of really good days together as we started. And so I'm optimistic about him contributing for us, and I think he's gone about it the right way. So really, I got a lot of respect for how he started it off. So
you just made his day, Coach.
Yes!
You have no idea what you're doing right now, Coach.
Yes!
Burks in the slot.
He's going to do a little bit of everything. You know, he's got some versatility for us, so he'll be able to do some stuff outside. And really, ultimately, it's my role and our coaching staff's role is to, you know, find a handful of things that he can really help us with and highlight those as much as possible. And so some of it might be in a slot, some of it might be outside, but I'm fired up, man. I think he's got a chance to help us.
Because everybody reads into everything you say about everybody. So when you didn't mention him as a slot guy, I mean, does he fit in there? Or is he outside?
Oh yeah, he can fit in there. That thing kind of got blown out a little bit of proportion, but yeah, he can fit inside. I was talking more about like slot only players, guys that are kind of just slots. Whereas Traylon's got some versatility to play everywhere. He can play outside, he can play inside. And so we just got to find what those things are for him. So I think he's got a chance to help us in a lot of different spots.
And stay healthy. Love it.
That's the key for everybody. That's all of us.
Yes, it is, Coach.
Yeah. Go to your meeting, Coach. Go to your meeting. Get out of here.
We appreciate you, Coach.
Thank you, Callie.
Thanks for having me on.
All right, see you, man. Brian Callahan.
Oh my gosh, Slay's going to be off the chain for the rest of the off season.
Come on.
Okay, but what's he going to say? What's he going to say?
The truth. He ain't lied to us yet. Just the truth.
I mean, he said that during the answer. I'm being truthful here. Because I know this is funny, but...
And I'll give you this, Slay. He almost kind of sounded...
Surprise. Yes.
That's what I was going to say.
I'm with it.
He's stacked days together. So
I'm trying to tell y'all what we done seen when a man healthy.
All right, your reaction to Coach Callahan on 3HL talking about his draft class and much more.
Come on.
Including Traylon Burks. More at 3HL, 615-737-1045.
What's happening, good people? Ron Slay here with Wesley Mortgage, whywesley.com. Currently recruiting top mortgage talent right now. Yes, right here in the mid-state, right here in Nashville, the wonderful place of Nashville. And who better to lead the charge than the one and only, my guy, I call him the boss. The owner, Chuck McDowell, local Nashville native, caring about the community and proud to serve them. That's exactly what he stands on. Reinvesting in the people and the places that make Nashville such that wonderful place you always see and wonder and talk about, and you see people moving to. This is the reason why. Other mortgage companies downsizing? Nope, not at Wesley Mortgage. Team rapidly expanding in Nashville, keeping people working in a career that they love, and they would love to have you join the team. Chuck and the leadership team at Wesley Mortgage have a support system in place to help you succeed in the mortgage business. All you got to do is come over and join the team. Go to whywesley.com, WHYWESLEY.com, Tennessee Titans affiliate, Music City Grand Prix, Nashville Predators, and now you're part of that family if you go and get in this relationship, whywesley.com.
All right, I want to talk to you about outdoor lighting perspectives of Nashville. We just cleaned out our backyard and got all our landscaping ready, and it looks amazing at night. Thanks to Outdoor Lighting Perspectives of Nashville. Bob Lyons, the owner, came over and we kind of went through everything, figured out where we needed lighting because we couldn't enjoy our backyard at night. And this family company that's been around for over 38 years did a phenomenal job. Family business since 1986. They are Nashville's oldest landscape lighting company. They're the leader in LED technology. And if you're interested or you've been thinking about how you need festival lights or path lights or tree lighting, area lighting, any kind of lighting, this is who you need to call. They'll even come over and do a free nighttime design demonstration to show you exactly how Outdoor Lighting Perspectives can beautify and enhance your home and your landscape. By the way, they do commercial lighting, they do holiday lighting, they do event lighting, and they even do maintenance on lighting systems that they did not install. So go ahead, give them a call, and make your outside even more beautiful than it already is. Outdoor Lighting Perspectives of Nashville. Easiest way to get a hold of Bob and the team is just to go online and reach out to them. outdoorlights.com/Nashville.
3HL 1045 The Zone, Britt Doherty, Don Davenport, and Ronald Sylvester Slade. Did you get the answer you were looking for with regard to Traylon Burks?
Hey, man, listen here. All I got was the confirmation. That's all. I got the confirmation for myself and for the listeners that are out there on Team Burks. Y'all fully understand why I keep on saying the man gonna be fine.
I do like the fact, Dawn and I were talking about this during the break, that he was able to kind of go back, because a lot of people had ran with the comment that he didn't include him in the slot receivers.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think he probably appreciated the opportunity to clarify that a little bit, because people run with comments. And we do it too. I mean, everybody does it because the comment's there. So what do? You run with it. But he said he was talking about slot-only guys when he was talking about Kyle Phillips and NWI. And so he said Burks is kind of, as Don said during the break, a guy that you can move all around the field.
Yep, absolutely. And when you got not just him, but you got Calvin Ridley, we know can move around.
Yep,
we saw D-Hop last year. Like, you got all these different pieces that are interchangeable. So whatever your formation looks like, it doesn't matter. When the guy goes in motion, things automatically change with these guys now. So, and then you add in Pollard and Tajay Spears back there. Those you can run out there legitimately with 5 or 6 guys ready to catch passes. Like, at any moment.
And
That's including the tight end.
Just going to move Burks into the end zone is what you're going to do, right?
Hey, man, listen, all I'm saying, 45 to 50, man, 750 yards, man. Y'all do the math. I ain't got nothing to do with just my jersey. Man. Yeah, man. You know what I mean?
Give me the end zone, man.
Yeah, man. Real out here, man. Callie, way to stand up, baby.
I love how you told him to go to his meeting.
Yeah, get on out of here, Callie.
You done enough.
You done done your job, man. Little do you know. You've done your job.
615-737-1045. X is in Nashville. X, what's up?
Hey, X. You're up.
X.
You gone.
Oh, come on, X. He's one of our good ones. Well, that means we go to South Central Kentucky. Reese and Laura.
Oh, boy. Monday call.
I blame
X.
Reese. Laura.
You're on.
Yes,
You're up.
You're on.
Go.
we're on. All right. So I made Reese endure the draft with me. He was not happy about it.
That's all right.
Why? Why was he not happy about the draft? He's a big sports fan.
Well, I guess I'm the bigger sports fan in the family now because I was all excited.
Oh.
Mayor, are you with me?
I don't know. Laura's throwing down the gauntlet here, Reese. What do you got?
Rounds 4, 5, 6, and 7. Every pick that comes in, and she goes, "Oh, the pick's in. Let me see what the next team's needs are." And then she hits, "I don't care about the Washington Commanders' needs, OLDT," and she reads them all to me. And it's just a horrible event. Horrible.
Horrible event.
Now, Big Slay, I know you're excited, but I'm happy for you, Big Slay, because I know you're really fired up. But are you with me, Big Slay?
You know I'm with you, Reese.
Come on, roll with me. So, I do love Callahan. I mean, I love the transparency. It's nice to have somebody that doesn't come from New England that doesn't want to tell you anything. You know what I'm saying? But I did have Lee from Bluebell. He come over to watch the first round of the draft. We had a party, and Laura's over there booing Goodell. She don't even know why we boo Goodell. She's over there booing Goodell every time he comes out. And then on commercials, she goes, "Why do we boo that white guy?" And I was like, because that's just what we do. All right. But I don't know why we boo them. We just, nobody likes them. Okay, we don't like them. But anyhow, I was late to the party today. Are you familiar with that, Big Slay?
You know it.
And I'm sorry about that. Things went down, but before we get to the things that went down, it was just crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Gotta talk to him.
First off, sweep for the balls. That was my main reason for the call before all this nonsense went down. Sweep for the balls. We got rid of Missouri. We got a revenge for the baseball team, for the football team. We really hate Missouri. And Laura's mad because she likes the Saints, and they drafted that Spartanburg guy. What's his name from
Banter Rattler.
There you go. There she goes correcting me again. But anyhow, so I'm in the yard. We're like an hour before the show. We got off early today, so we've been pre-gaming for the show. So I warned y'all, we've been pre-gaming. So I've got all kinds. Oh yeah, I've got all kinds of time. And next thing you know, the rehab house 3 doors down, their pit bull, not a leash. What's that thing you call they put on?
The
like
rehab house got a pit bull.
Yeah. But that not a leash,
sense,
but they
right?
have that.
The
they have
magnetic
that
collar?
thing that. What's that? No, it's like
Dog
a
fence.
cable. A cable, maybe.
Okay,
Right.
yeah.
It's like
Okay,
wrapped
Laura
around
says-
a tree or something.
Yeah. Laura said the lead, whatever that means. So it apparently they didn't hook it up right. I got, as y'all, Big Slaves, you see the pictures I sent you of all of the cats and the dog on me the other day?
Yeah, I saw that. They climbed you like a tree.
So, yeah. So today's the same thing. I got Little Boo on my head. I got Cup in my arms. I got Laura Reese on the leash. And no, the pit bull never bothers anybody. But they didn't tie it up right, I guess.
Oh, no.
And it gets loose, and it comes straight for us. Well, Cup jumps down in a hurry, runs in the neighbor's crawl space. Little Boo jumps from my head over to Laura's shoulder. She's yelling because it's hurting her shoulder with the claws. And it's just pandemonium, absolute nuts. Lily is doing her little French bulldog thing or whatever, and going towards the pit bull. And so the cats have done left me. I'm diving in between the dogs trying to stop this and save the animal.
While not spilling your beer.
No. I chugged it. And the owner of the rehab house comes out and goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm protecting your dog." And he goes, "Get the blanket out of my yard." And I said, "I'm saving your dog. Calm down." So Cup goes in one crawl space. I go in there and get her out. Well, I can't catch her. She goes into our crawl space. So when the whole point of all this is when the show starts, I thought I had an hour to go before the show. I'm 8 beers in after I get off work. I'm having the time of my life. And next thing you know, I'm sitting in a lawn chair guarding a crawl space. I've already been in it, digging through it. She won't come out. And she finally comes out after the show starts. I'm filthy, and I hear Big Slay acting like a schoolgirl over Traylon Burke. But you know, the most important thing of the whole weekend is
like a schoolgirl.
The Vol, Flint, Missouri, Hunk. If you're there and you're not mad, cue the music. Happy Monday, everybody drink a high life. Let's go, Big Orange.
Man, we never heard one.
We might have to limit the pre-show.
The monologue, like just get straight to the show.
The pre-show tailgates, yeah.
Still want to know what happened to the pit bull.
I'm good. I'm out on that conversation.
He can hit on the Evan and Bank chat, YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Is where you can watch the show. When we come back, we'll tell you why Cedric Gray is going to start for the Titans as a rookie next on 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening? People, Ron Slade coming to you with holistic stem cell therapy. Let's get all that information about your body. You're probably wondering, like, man, how? Like, I take pills for it, or take different kind of drugs for it, whatever it may be, and it still only takes care of it for a day or two. What about taking care of it for good? Holistic stem cell therapy, that's what it'll do. It's your body, your cells, your solution. So you're putting your cells, your stem cells, people, back into your body. That's what heals it. That's what attacks inflammation in the body. They're also stored. That's right, stored for future and continued use. So you have an accident, whatever age you got them out at, they were harvested then and stored, then that's the age that they come back in. So if you had it done at 17, you're 30, you had an accident, the 17-year-old cells are the ones that are going to go heal you. It's real easy, real simple to do. I've done it with my knee, hip, shoulder. Just get you a consultation. You'll understand more with Dr. Kellum. 615-850-4415, KellumStemCellInstitute.com.
3HL 1045 The Zone. Did y'all know there was cake in the break room?
No, why don't you tell me these things?
There's 3 pieces left.
Hey, we don't need none of that, Babs.
Oh, yeah. Where's the caramello? Y'all got that going?
Yeah. Well, we always have that going.
Give me that crap.
We buy them in bulk, king size, and put them in the fridge.
Yeah, that's right. There's like a big box that comes. Brett Doherty, Don Davenport, and Ron Slay. If you want in, 615-737-1045. Cedric Gray, 4th-round pick, linebacker, North Carolina, 6'2", 234. Led Power 5 in total tackles the last 2 years.
Big dog moving.
Watch tape on him. He plays in sub packages too, which he prides on himself on being a sideline-to-sideline guy and being able to play in coverage, which matches him perfectly with what we think we know about Kenneth Murray, right?
Yep.
Says he's a smart player, would embrace wearing the green dot. Because apparently Kenneth Murray's not that guy. Do you have a problem with putting the green dot with the rookie? And for those that don't know, that's the communication helmet with the sideline.
Yes.
You do have a problem with that?
Yeah.
Bye, Babs.
Because he's a rookie. I don't give a how confident or great you are. It is a change.
Because he's a rookie.
It's a different speed. It's different guys coming at you. It's all of those things. And I don't care how great you are. It's going to be an adjustment. And you're in charge of letting other people know and communicate. And no. Yeah. I have an issue with it being a rookie. And that is nothing on Cedric Gray. That has nothing to do with how smart, intelligent, athletic, confident, all those things he is. It's still an adjustment at the next level.
Me, I don't have a problem with it. And the reason I don't is because I feel like that's where the communication is coming from. Now, everybody being, like we've heard when guys have the green dot, being able to talk to Bully before, that doesn't mean you're just giving what the sideline gives you. Now, you're making the decision on the field, meaning you're checking with your guys like Hooker will be right there checking with him, Big Jeff will be right there checking with him. So the guys, other guys have to be involved in recognizing what's going on out there and if it's going to work. And then they got to be looking at the sideline. Hey, we ain't going with that one. You know what I'm saying? And so I just think that's,
I just think it's one more thing you put on a rookie's plate.
Now that's something.
No, without question.
For sure.
Without question. But who's to say, like, he's not a gym rat in the room? Like, some people get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
I don't care.
Some people get it. And, like, I think, for me, in my situation, if I was a rookie coming in and I'm taking basketball, it's different when you got guys that call plays. You got point guards that call plays, and you got other guys, like, especially in the positionless basketball, the way it is.
You see
I've been in the situation now.
The big guys sometimes are like, pointing out what's going on.
Exactly. Yeah. And to it is used in a similar fashion because I see the game differently than the point guard would see it because I'm looking at him, I'm seeing where the floor is, so I may be able to call the play out. You know what I mean? And that don't mean I'm the point guard. That's usually the point guard responsibilities. But maybe my IQ is higher than his. Or maybe I get it. Maybe I watch more film. So I ain't got no problem with it. Because they must know something like I don't think they can just be throwing that out there.
Right.
Is what I'm saying. Like, they also said Amani would have an opportunity to go get it.
Well, you heard Rand say this morning that he got a text from Amani. He said it on Ramon Callahan. Willie got a text from Amani right after that. Like, whoa.
See, he probably feel like you. You know what I mean? So that's probably,
Well, let's do this. Rand Carthon, Titans general manager, was on with Ramon Callahan Will this morning. He talked about Cedric Gray and the green dot.
I think I've said it a couple times and used Fred as my example. You know, that it's all on the player. It's all on the player and the person. People forget Fred Warner didn't even really play in the box as a linebacker. He was more of like a big nickel and played detached over the slot a lot in college and had never played Mike backer. And then next thing you know, this guy's drafted in the 3rd round. He's a starting Mike, and he's communicating and making a call. So it really depends on the person. But Cedric definitely, fits that, 3-year starter, 2-year captain. So he has those leadership traits. He has that ability to do it. And it's just a matter of how he comes in, how he connects with the defense. And, it's up to him. I believe Jack Gibbons can do it as well, and I think we can also be creative. I will tell you, it's going to be a hard time convincing Amani Hooker that he can't do it.
Yep.
I think after one of the pressers I mentioned, Eric Weddle, as a safety, had been the green dot communicator in Baltimore and at his time at the Rams. And as soon as I got back to my desk, I had a text from Armani saying he wanted it. And, how can he go about getting it? So it's a bunch of different ways to get there. It doesn't necessarily have to be a linebacker.
That's interesting. I hadn't thought about that.
Everybody see the game differently.
To your point. 615-737-1045, 615-737-1045. My guess is he will, with a good camp, will be the odds-on starter next to Kenneth Murray.
And a lot of times that means you may communicate the game differently and not necessarily be the smartest one sometimes, but a lot of times your voice is louder. So when we would call plays, the point guard would tell me to play while I take the ball out handing him. He'd tell me to play, and I would communicate it to everybody else because my voice was louder.
No. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now?
And who ain't going to listen to me? You know what I mean? So,
I mean.
Woo, baby. All right, 5 o'clock hour coming up. We'll talk more about the Titans draft. You'll hear more from Rand Carthon, and we'll take your reaction to our conversation with Brian Callahan, 615-737-1045.
Brentwood Jewelry, BrentwoodJewelry.com, man. Why don't you hurry on over to 7012 Church Street. He's located in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road, and go and get exactly what you're looking for when it comes to those amazing surprise gifts that you can get for Mother's Day, engagements, anniversaries. Graduation is right around the corner. And don't forget, even though it's a little while down and a lot of people like to overlook it, Father's Day. We like gifts too. Brentwood Jewelry got everything you're looking for. But specifically for Mother's Day, go find Mother a gift that's real simple. Celebrate her with a beautiful custom piece from Brentwood Jewelry. Create a custom necklace, ring, bracelet that represents your family and the love you have for Mom. Looking for something more traditional? Well, they got that too. Select a premier timepiece from the robust watch collection for her to wear every single day. You looking for that style and those deals? They've been doing it every day for over 50 years. Shop local with Brentwood Jewelry, your family-owned and operated jewelry store for over 50 years.
Good afternoon from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. I'm Joe Hunk. Fifth round options are starting to come out, including the fact that the Jags have said that they will exercise both of those on Trevor Lawrence as well as running back Travis Etienne. The Dolphins have said that they will exercise the fifth-year option on linebacker Jalen Phillips as well as wide receiver Jalen Waddle. Some other news happening is the fact that the Kansas City Chiefs have made tight end Travis Kelce the highest paid tight end in the NFL. A brand new 2-year contract extension worth over $34.25 million. And congratulations to VFL outfielder Jordan Beck as he has been called up to the Colorado Rockies. He is in the midst of traveling to Miami right now, and he will be ready to go for the Rockies game opener against the Marlins Tuesday evening. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, as well as home 2-3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Three HL 104.5 The Zone. What up, Nashville? Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. You're going to get about 2 inches of rain tonight, so coming in around 8, 9 o'clock.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Dang it.
Mm-hmm.
We're redoing our deck in the morning.
Huh.
It ought to be
It ought to be done, though,
nice
I think, in the
messy.
morning. In the morning, it ought to be. Yeah, you still have a little sawdust and stuff on you. Oh, no.
How long does that project take?
I have no idea.
All right, tell them to take their time.
No. I need that deck so I can open the door and let the dogs out.
Who let the dogs out?
That answers that question.
Maybe not. Don may not be able to.
Babs and Reese, apparently. That's who lets the dogs out. Babsy is here.
I'm in the building.
What up,
Happy
Babsy?
Monday, people.
I know, man. Post-draft Monday. It's all done.
All done.
Now we just wait for the rookie minicamp to happen.
Party's over.
Slay Dog is here.
I'm in the building. I'm in the building. Hey, I'm in the building. 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 I'm in the building.
Got an NBA story I wanted to randomly hit you with. And a college basketball story, and then we'll get back to the NFL draft. Suns get swept. Devin Booker said after the game, he had 49 points. He didn't say that, but he did have that. He said after the game, everybody talks about the roster and the can't even read my own writing.
That's real.
And the firepower. There you go. Everyone talks about the roster and the firepower, but in this league, it really comes down to the details. He said you just can't go out there and think you're going to win off talent. The game is more complicated than that.
Not in the playoffs, you can't. So he's exactly right. That's when it comes down to it. You get when in the details, who instructs and gets the details, kind of like what we were just talking about. That's why it's so important. The point guard.
So
they don't have a point guard.
Beal, who's hurt all the time. Beal, KD, and
Devin Booker.
Devin Booker are all under contract for next year, $149.5 million.
With no picks through 2030.
Yeah,
good luck, y'all.
Yes.
But it's funny when they constructed that roster, the comments coming from Booker were much different.
Yeah.
About how they were going to dominate and all
always
this.
look good.
Charlotte transfer Igor Milicic, sharpshooting stretch 4, went from 33% from 3 to 38% year to year, 13 points, 9 boards per game. Former Tennessee big man Tobe Awaka has committed to Arizona. I guess Felix Akpara coming to Tennessee made that happen. Milicic chose Tennessee over Baylor and Nebraska. What do you know about him?
Long guys, stretch out, be able to shoot the ball from deep, being able to space the floor, giving guys not only room to work if you're on the block working, but when penetration coming off the pick and roll for the lob, you're able to keep guys at home where they can't help. So starting to put guys around you when you start to think that the people that were in those spots, Jamal Meshack, Josiah Jordan-James, Tobe, if he was in with Adu, you would always have one less guy that you had to kind of defend. So now if you just got one guy that's helping, it's different than having 2 guys helping in the paint, which opens it up more for a guy like Zakai coming down the lane.
Still waiting on a potential other transfer.
Yeah, man. So you got Dubar, you got Stone from Hofstra, you got Milic Is that?
Milicic
from Charlotte. You got Big Felix from Ohio State, being the man in the middle. Feel like I'm missing somebody else, but the key to put all this over the hump would be Chaz Lanier from North Florida,
who's looking at some other schools, and we'll see on him. Candace Parker retired.
CP3.
Naperville, and she was, I mean, the best high school player, the best college player, the best WNBA player. I mean, just whatever. And she's great on the set, too.
No, perfect.
I mean,
I thought she should have retired like 2 or 3 years ago. But, man, it's hard to walk away, especially when you got a little bit in the tank and you know where the game's moving. Your IQ can carry you over. I did have, like, listen, I'm all for her. I got her top 5.
All time?
Top 5 all time.
Mm-hmm.
I heard Shaq say she's going down as the top 2 or 3 basketball players to ever play the game, women's. And I disagree with Shaq on that. Like, because that's
but close.
Do you think she's
Cheryl Miller, without question. Cheryl Swoops, without question.
Yep.
Like
Cheryl
those two, automatic.
That's who I grew up. Like Cheryl
like,
Swoops was.
But those players were transcendent because like women's basketball wasn't like. I mean, they were so far ahead of the talent.
Yeah,
gap.
and like I even say Shamiqua Holtzclaw.
Yeah,
you got to throw Catchings in there. You got to throw Lisa Leslie in there. You got to throw Teresa Weatherspoon in there. Then I start talking about Candace Parker, Maya Moore, and Breonna Stewart, letting them fight. Because as much as I don't like UConn, Breonna Stewart won 4 national championships, 2 WNBA championships, 3-time Player of the Year. Like this, you know what I mean? Like Candace is, listen, I'm cheering for Candace all day long. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, you gotta see. That's with all this GOAT conversation. Like, man, she's one of the greatest to ever play the game and transcend it. Let's leave it at that.
Tomorrow we broadcast live from the Big Orange Caravan at Marathon Music Works. We'll have Bob Kessling on at 4:45, and then the 5 o'clock 5 o'clock hour will be.
It's fun. It's
hodgepodge of Tennessee coaches, right?
I mean,
and AD.
I was going to say we get Danny White, we get Hype, we get Kim Caldwell and Rick Barnes, all in the 5 o'clock hour.
So that's coming up tomorrow. Detroit says they had 775,000 in attendance, breaking the Nashville draft record of 600,000.
Now, this is my only thing about that. Y'all know Detroit and up north, they known for finessing numbers and stuff. Just saying. I believe it. You know what I mean? I believe it.
Up north.
I'm just, you know what I mean? Midwest, North, all that, man. Like, they like to play with numbers a little differently.
The car industry?
Oh, man, I'm just saying.
You tell them so.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Like, I think Nashville looked a little different. It did look good. What they had going to Detroit.
It looked good Saturday, even.
It did. Nashville looked different.
Yeah,
maybe because it was, I don't know. Maybe the camera work was a little different or something, but it looked different.
I would argue that Nashville was more of a party thing than Detroit was.
Detroit just there.
They were standing there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, everybody was roaming in Nashville.
I mean,
just still enjoying
dancing and
yeah, it was live. But hey, salute, man. Way to go, Detroit. Way to reset the mark, allegedly. And who's up next? I think bring it back here. You bring it back here, we give you a 925 to $1 million. I know y'all ain't never seen that.
Well, no, I mean 775 is the record.
Yeah, it look good.
Allegedly.
I think, you got to put allegedly on there, Euro, because, they like to play with numbers. I done seen them. They play with numbers up there. On cars and everything. Like that.
Game 4, Preds and Canucks. Preds got the third goaltender.
My bad for Sean.
But they still lost. Will Levis makes out with a catfish. Cushenberry snapped him, the catfish, in the shotgun formation.
Yeah.
Absolute collapse. I mean, there's no way to shape what happened there. I mean, that 3-1 now?
Well.
Sisson's empty netter should have made it a 2-2 series. Instead, they lose 4-3 in overtime. Preds trail 3-1. Canucks, this from Teresa Walker. Canucks become only the second team in Stanley Cup playoff history to tie a game in the final 10 seconds and win it in the opening 2 minutes of overtime. So there's that.
Now, the one he missed with the nobody in the net,
empty netter.
Yeah, empty netter. Was that, what would that have made the score?
4-2.
Oh. How much
with
time
a minute
was
to go?
Oh, stop it, Yor. No. Oh.
I'm not playing, Slade.
That's a tough one right there.
Man,
Disaster.
That's tough.
I almost threw the F-bomb. They messed around. They messed around, dude.
And found out.
Totally blew it.
Oh, wow.
So, got to go back and get it.
Come on, Prez. And I put on there, Prez, give us all you got. Don't. This is what I tweeted out. Prez, give us all you got. Don't let us down.
They didn't listen.
Nobody heard it.
The Preds did, in fact, let you down.
It was 3-1, like 57 minutes into the game.
And Buck said he was not in the building. He was watching it from home.
Yeah, he tweeted a picture to prove.
He needs to not watch it.
He don't need him to watch it.
Patriots take former Tennessee quarterback Joe Milton in the 6th round. Former Vol and now Patriot head coach Gerard Mayo with the move.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got that talent. They'll give you a chance.
I wonder if Joe Milton could hit the horse up there in New England with a football.
See, guess what? If he goes up playing around like that, he's going to be out the league. He needs to start. Let's put all that to rest.
You're telling me not to do the circus sideshow thing?
We don't need you doing backflips. Let's change the narrative, Joe.
I'm just saying, like, that ball could leave the stadium pretty easily and hit the horse that got Don in trouble and almost arrested.
Oh, yeah. Don't touch the Don't pet the horse.
Don't pet the horse.
But hit it with a piss missile. Knock that cop right off the top of it. Sorry. Just jokes.
That's one of the big six that you don't mess with.
All right, let's go through all of the Titans draft picks when we come back. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
Let me tell you what you need to enjoy an organized, calm, clutter-free home thanks to Artisan Custom Closets. Yes, they are a proud sponsor of your Nashville Predators, by the way. We were just talking about that. Mother's Day's around the corner. A great gift idea, maybe a gift card, or just set up the free consultation for the mom in your life with Artisan Custom Closets. Help get the home in order for mom. Maybe it's a playroom that needs built-in storage so that all the toys and crayons and drawings and all of that can be put away when people come to visit, and it can be organized. Artisan Custom Closets can do it. They can transform a bedroom into a home office from scratch with storage and all of that. Even add a Murphy bed so it can still be a guest room. They can organize the laundry room with hanging areas or drawers, and they can, of course, do that show-stopping beautiful closet if that's what the mom in your life might love. They do it all. Garage systems as well. Call them at 615-800-2199. I mentioned that free consultation. You can even set that up online at artisancustomclosets.com. Say goodbye to clutter and hello to calm with Artisan Custom Closets.
3HL 1045, The Zone. Britt Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay, Joe Hunk.
Sup?
Producing. Rain coming, Babsy.
When?
Earlier today, I read 8 to 9 p.m. Couple inches of rain tonight, which, by the way, would be 20 inches of snow.
What?
It's true.
2 inches of rain is 20 inches of snow?
Yeah. 1 inch of snow per 0.1 of rain. So 1 inch of rain, 10 inches of snow. Easy math. It's true. The question, though, is why do we get so much more rain than we do snow? I guess temperature has something to do with that, but still, like, it's not like we just rolling. Like, we roll out here with 2 inches of rain all the time, but we never roll out here hardly, never, with 20 inches of snow.
I won't need to roll out here like that.
Maybe the cicada revolution will change the weather habits. I don't know. So, Big Jeff tweeted, "Oh, man, let's go. Finally got another bull in the interior. Let's work, big dog." At Tavondre Sweat.
You think that's how I said it?
No. That's how I read it, though. That was my Big Jeff voice in my head.
I don't know about your Big Jeff voice.
Big Jeff at 6'4", 305. Tavondre Sweat, 6'4", 362. I love how he wore his uniform, too, at Texas. Like, the gut was so big that he had, like, the white T-shirt under the jersey because the jersey wouldn't go all the way down.
Mm-hmm. This big boy just being big.
Just wrecking people.
A lot of times you got to let the Hitchcock breathe, too.
And then somebody brought up, then you add in Sebastian Joseph Day, who they just got, 6'4", 310.
Mo beef.
They're going to have 3 6'4" dudes over 300 pounds standing out there just waiting for the snap.
Bunch of ribeyes.
The obvious idea, right, is to take double teams off Big Jeff. Now, he's going to have to earn that, Sweat will.
Yeah.
But that's the idea.
Or they just be good with letting them dominate.
I saw an article from Kirk Bowles, who does a great job. The Austin American-Statesman covers Texas, has for a long time. He said T-Sweat told him he listens to Luke Combs before games to get him hype. Country music guy.
Oh,
I don't feel like Luke Combs is hype music.
I don't know, man. He walks around with a solo.
Chill.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's true.
Bring it back down so you can get back up. Get up to get down.
911.
Joke. Luke Combs walks around with a solo cup, though. He's ready to party.
Oh, well, you can get it in. I gotta dive in a little bit more Luke Combs.
He clogs up the middle like bacon grease does a kitchen sink.
I did like that.
It's very descriptive.
That's a heck of a quote right there.
about Big T Sweat. He played basketball in high school. He was like lean in high school. Loves Kevin Durant. Part of why he went to Texas. Still hasn't met him as of this article being written right before the Big 12 championship game.
Yeah, it was still playing. He swept. They got plenty of time now.
He said, T-Sweat said when he got to Texas, I was a little small guy. Then I got here, you get all this food. I took advantage of it. That's a true thing.
Yes, it is. Training table is real.
It's real.
Is his weight going to be a problem?
Good question.
I don't think so.
He can move. Like, man, you watch that. Those Senior Bowl clips went viral, like running through people. But if you put the tape in on him, like, he's very active, and he's getting double-teamed a lot.
And then I think Rand said something about during the press conference, it being clauses in his contract maybe or some of that nature. Let me just tell you this. When it's in your contract and you get that first fine or they walk in there with you on the scale and you're a little bit over, I mean like 0.1 over, and you get fined, I think mine was whatever 0.1 kilogram I was over, I think I had to pay like, wasn't that much of a percent of my check that month. I think.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. You should have argued like, hey, this is dumb that we're using the metric system.
No, I told them this is great. This is cool. So I went 15 pounds under what they had me at.
So
I was getting pushed around, banged around. I said, this y'all fault. Y'all, this what y'all want. Y'all,
now give me 15 times what
I told y'all, like, I can't hold my weight. Like, these man, y'all got me guarding centers. Looking little. Like, that ain't how I go, but I do think, like, this is more, you talking 350, this is what, 15, 20 pounds less. I think that's fine where he is because it's still a lot of mass working with him. But yeah, that's why I don't think it's going to be a problem. Because one thing, I'm telling you, you do not like seeing that money. It's going to take one time for that money to leave that account and not be in that check. Ooh-wee.
Sweat said this about his teammate, defensive tackle Byron Murphy, who you'll watch on tape. Like, T-Sweat will get double-teamed and Murphy will go right through there. He said this about Murphy, quote, "He's a little short dog and I'm a big old tank." Sweat said he's the biggest trash talker on the Texas team.
Seems right.
It's going to be fun with this guy. 615-737-1045. By the way, Brian Callahan came on the show and addressed all of the stuff regarding T-Sweat, Tavondre Sweat, with regard to the DUI right before. You have that, Hunk? All right, let's play this for you, and then again, you can check out the entire conversation with Brian Callahan where you get your podcast, rate, review, subscribe.
I think what happens with a lot of these guys is these scouts go in the areas, just as a background, like the scouts go into the school for a couple of years, and they get probably exposure to these kids when they're in their freshman, sophomore years. And, there's a lot of things that come out about kids when they're 18 and 19 years old that get collected over time. And you always hear immaturity and they need to have a thumb on them and they didn't go to class. And there's all these things that come up. And then eventually by the time they're juniors and seniors, those things go away because like any human being that goes to college, you grow up and things change. And so sometimes those things get embedded in what the write-ups on these players are over time, and they get stuck. And I think Rand does a really good job of differentiating what like a real character concern is versus what sort of common immaturity is for, an 18 or 19-year-old kid who, and now, by the way, these 18, 19-year-old kids have a lot of money.
Yes, they do. That's a great point.
And so you try to take it with a grain of salt. You try to do your work and your research, and that's what I think we've done a really good job of. And I think one of Rand's real strengths is identifying what is an actual character concern versus what is standard immaturity for the age and place in their life. And you try to be fair and make sure that you're getting that what you know about the player and the person is matches up with what's being reported. And so we just took the time to make sure that we had a chance to get to know him. And he's a great personality. He's a phenomenal kid. And I think had a lot of the normal issues that most of the 18 and 19-year-olds that live in Austin have when they go to the University of Texas. So I don't think he's alone in that. And so a kid that likes to have a good time and probably maybe parties more than they should have early on, and they start to learn lessons and figure out, if I take this part a little more seriously, I might make myself a lot of money, Yeah. And I think that those are the things that happen.
615-737-1045. There you go. You can hear the rest of the Brian Callahan conversation. It's about 23 minutes or so, where you get your podcast. And quickest way probably is 1045thezone.com. Let's go to Denzel in Nashville. Denzel, what's up?
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
Hey, good, man.
All right, this is really X, but I ain't want to say X because I ain't want Hunk to get mad because he's not called in twice, but I lost service. So, but
X, man.
but nah, man. I moved to Minnesota, so like I'm getting used to the roads and stuff. Like this ain't it. But I wanted to say I told y'all Traylon Burks was going to be a factor. It was just. Yeah. They didn't want to really take it, Slay. They was like, don't worry about it. I'm gonna give me a white jersey now. I got the blue one. Yeah. But I wanted to see what y'all thought about like when we traded Byard. Everybody was like, "What we gonna do?" To me personally, I feel like we took advantage of it in this draft because we got a receiver right and a linebacker in his position. So like I just feel like that trade was good. And then also for everybody who's complaining about some of the picks, like you gotta understand, you gotta let Rand cook. This is year 2, year 1. Everybody's like, "Oh no, this is year 2. It was a better pick. Now it's time for Titans go kick some ass." Y'all have a good day.
Yeah, the Byard trade and getting that money off the books was big.
It was big.
And clearly seemed like the right time.
Yep.
615-737-1045.
No question. That ain't personal.
Nope. It's business.
Every time.
That's right. Kyle in Shelbyville next up. Kyle, what's up?
Hey, guys. Yeah, I'm real excited about the Sweat pickup.
he's going to open the doors for everybody. He's going to unleash Jeff. It's going to help out our pass rushers. Linebackers going to have clearer lanes. I know he may have some issues, but what 21-year-old doesn't have a few things they need to clean up on and grow up on? And what better of a man than Jeff Simmons to show, hey, I messed up bad.
That's a great
made up
point.
for it. Yeah, that's just, and the man that Jeff Simmons is, I'm sure he's excited to take him and show him his way. I mean, we all like to be a good role model and everything. But also, James Williams,
yeah,
I think that dude's going to turn into somebody, man. He's going to start out just nailing people on special teams, and somebody's going to get hurt. He's just going to fill in for some safety, linebacker. I'm not too sure, but everybody keeps saying he's like Keith Bullock. What about Isaiah Simmons? Because, he was also a safety linebacker, too. He's not as fast, but, boy, he can hit harder.
Yeah.
Thomas Davis made that move, too, from Georgia. He was a safety and played linebacker in the NFL for a long time. But, yeah, 6'4", 231, and he will start out at linebacker for the Titans, yes. That's a great point with Big Jeff, though.
Yeah.
People complaining about T. Sweat, and, think about Big Jeff, what he had coming with him into his rookie season, and what was his quote back then? Miss Amy, I'm not going to let you down.
Mm-hmm.
He has not.
He is not.
He is unlike the Preds, and he has not let us down.
That is correct.
Big Jeff's not like the Preds. James Williams, safety, Miami, 7th round, transitioning into linebacker. Did that at the Senior Bowl. That's where the Titans will play him. He had 5 tackles and a tackle for a loss at the Senior Bowl playing linebacker. 29 starts, 162 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, 4 interceptions. He'll have to earn his spot in camp on special teams. And 6'4", 231, and athletic enough to play safety, that dude's going to be a heat-seeking missile in camp at special teams trying to make this team.
That'd be fun.
Head on a swivel.
Special teams is more important now with the rule change.
That's true.
It's going to be fun to watch.
Probably a big reason why he was drafted.
Yes, exactly.
I mentioned this earlier, just a quick note on him. At the age of 5, Williams saw his father shoot and kill his mother right in front of him. He was raised by his grandmother, who urged him to play football and always supported his football dreams. So, quick little note on him. Jalen Harrell, we haven't mentioned much from Michigan, edge rusher. Needs to add weight is kind of the book on him. 6'4", 250. Started all 15 games for Michigan. 2-time All-Big Ten. 3-time academic All-Big Ten. Had 7.5 sacks for the national champions last season. 10 tackles for a loss. 615-737-1045. Let's go to Treston in Brentwood. Treston, what's up?
Hey, what's up? Hey, I like Jalen Harrell from Michigan. He's the one that went up to the quarterback, Michael Penix, at the end of the game, and and the guy from Eastern Michigan that we signed, the one that gave up his scholarship, Brian Dooley, is a really good guy that you should get on your show to interview him. And the running back that we signed from Washington, that guy. I can't wait to see him play in the preseason, and I hope we'll keep him on the roster. And
yeah, you're talking about some of the undrafted guys. I was just going to, Tristan, I was just going to go through that list, actually. I'm glad you called and asked about that.
And the tight end from Iowa State, because that guy is really good.
Sounds good.
3 touchdowns, and yes, played quarterback in high school, but I think he will be a great tight end for the Titans.
I love it. Thank you, Tristan. Appreciate you, man. I love
going through the list.
Yeah, I'm going to go through the list, but I love people that are interested in that. You know what I mean?
What?
Like that's hardcore fan is interested in an undrafted free agent.
Oh, yeah,
like Mickey's always interested in the undrafted free agent guys and trying to figure out who's going to make the roster. Jordan Terrell, Boston College running back, D2 All-American before going up to Boston College. Offensive lineman Brian Dooley, he just mentioned, from Eastern Michigan. Let's see, tight end David Martin Robinson from Temple. Signed an undrafted free agent contract with the Titans. Running back Jabari Small from Tennessee will be in camp for the Titans. Guard Cole Spencer from Texas Tech will be on the undrafted list. Khalid Duke from Kansas State, a defensive end. Keaton Ellis, safety from Penn State. Braden Narveson from North Carolina State, a kicker. He's kind of a big dude, too. Looking at him, number 44. Gabe Judy Lawley from Tennessee, tight end, will be here. Xavier Gadlin from Liberty, an offensive lineman. Defensive tackle Isaiah Eaton from Rutgers. Tight end, a bunch of tight ends. Steven Stellanos from Iowa, as Tristan mentioned him. Cornerback Rod Gaddison, Western Carolina. Robert Javier from Towson, defensive back. Defensive back Dylan Johnson from Washington. And there you go. Jabari Small. See what he can do.
Small, compact, catch the ball out the backfield, explosive.
I'd seen where Austin P quarterback Mike DeLalo will hit the rookie camp, as well as Kane Patterson from CPA High School.
Okay.
He'll be out there, played at Clemson, then transferred to Vanderbilt. His brother Langston plays linebacker at Vanderbilt. So Kane Patterson will be on the Titans field. It's interesting. Coach Mack did some work with Kane Patterson when he was in high school, as a matter of fact.
That's crazy how time fly.
Isn't it? Mm-hmm. He was working on his drops with him.
Just in high school.
And so just a couple of quick notes there. 615-737-1045 at 3HL1045. When we come back, you'll hear from Rand Carthon. He was on Ramon Kayla Will this morning. Next, 3HL1045 The Zone.
What's happening, good people? Listen very carefully. You always know that the storms will arrive, and when it's heating
tonight,
cool, yeah, it always mix in, and the slightest thing can throw your power out. Cove Generators can have you prepared for any and everything when it comes to power, being not worried about the power outages. You can say goodbye to them. They got Generator Dave, who is the expert in generators, along with Cove Generators, Babsy.
Yes, and you have about 13 days to get in on all these deals they have going on. Deal number one, a free new 7-year warranty with the purchase of a Generac home standby generator from Cove Generators. That is until May 12th, $735 value there. And then on top of it, if you mention the Zone and Slay and Babs and 1045 and 3HL, you get an extra $500 off of that purchase. So now's a great time to do it. You only have about 13 more days to do it. So jump in, call Cove Generators, say goodbye to power outages. Easy to go online at covegenerators.com. That's COVE to get your generator, or just call them 931-559-3311.
And stay connected through it all.
3HL 1045 The Zone. Y'all want to hear from Rand Carthon?
Show.
Babsy over there chair dancing.
Little baby, that's all.
Rand Carthon was on the RK Dub show this morning. Mm-hmm. Also, why does Will always say RKW? He doesn't say dub. Mm-hmm.
I say RKW.
You do? RK Dub. Just flows a little bit to me. Anyway, Ram was on with them. If you want to hear the entire conversation, you can get it where you get your podcast. Make sure you rate, review, subscribe to all of the podcasts on the Zone. Go to 3HL to hear our conversation with Brian Callahan earlier today. But Rand Carthon talking about Bill Callahan's hand and opinion of J.C. Latham.
Well, I'll tell you, all of our coaches were very involved. You know, that's the way we do things here. You know, our scouts kind of set the table. They've done a lot of work. You know, they've been, I mean, it's crazy. Like, your mind is already on next year's draft, you know, and getting a preliminary list, and you can start, you know, getting a head start on watching, you know, previous year's tapes on some of these guys. So, you know, Coach Bill was, you know, very involved, as are all of our coaches. And, you know, I mean, how could you not like, you know, a large human with a length and, you know, paws for hands and, you know, that's just extremely strong and has, you know, incredible grip strength. So he's going to fit in fine here.
J.C. Latham told us on Friday one of his favorite things in life to do is to move massive humans.
Yeah. That would require a
I wish I could do that in life.
You did it to Slay at the Titans draft party the other day.
That's right. Did it to Slaylon Burks.
Boy, Slay got the answer he wanted on Traylon Burks from the head coach today. That's
yes,
for sure.
He did.
You told Brian Callahan to go to his meeting.
Yeah, he did enough.
You didn't need to talk anymore.
He did enough.
Said some positive things about Traylon Burks.
Right. Satisfied me.
And also that he will show up in the slot from time to time. Rand Carthon on sliding J.C. Latham to left tackle.
I mean, it's the only way to do it is put him over there. You know what I mean? And put him over there and just live through the ebbs and flows. It's going to be an adjustment. It just is what it is. Even if he played left tackle his whole life, if he's coming into the National Football League, it's the best in the world over there. You know, they got guys in this league like Nick Bosa making $30 million. It's going to be an adjustment trying to block those dudes. You know what I mean? So, you know, you just put him over there and let him take his lumps. You know, he'll fight through it. You know, and one thing, like, I don't like to compare any player to Hall of Famers, but, you know, just because he played right tackle doesn't mean he can't play left tackle. I mean, Jonathan Ogden was the 4th overall pick when he came out of his first year. He played guard, and then he became one of the best left tackles to ever play the game and got a gold jacket. So, you know, J.C. Latham isn't the first, won't be the last, you know, first-round pick on the O-line to make a position change in the NFL.
There you go.
Does that make people feel better hearing that? I mean, I'm not worried about it.
I'm not either.
I think he'll be fine over there. He's always wanted to play left tackle is one thing he told us. Cosell said pre-draft process said he looks like he's athletic enough to make that move. And that it's really not as big a deal anymore. So, you know, we'll see. The beauty of the situation is if it doesn't work out, put him over to the right side. You still got 3 really good offensive linemen moving forward.
Sure do. And everybody's trying to get the quarterback from every spot. They're no longer just coming from the blind side. So they're coming interior, both outsides, different gaps, safeties delayed. Got to protect, man.
The 3 top sack getters in the NFL last year all come on the right side of the offensive formation.
Hello.
Rand Carthon talking about Big Jeff's reaction to drafting T. Sweat at defensive tackle.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, and that's who Jeff is. You know what I mean? He's a great teammate. He's a leader. He's a captain. Everybody knows that about him, but he cares about this program and he cares about how it's going to look and the type of people that we bring in. And so I know, you know, he called me after, you know, it was like he was excited. And immediately asked for Tavondre's number, and so, you know, quickly gave it to him, let those guys connect. And, you know, just, you know, putting another big man next to Jeff that's going to require some attention. You know, you're not just going to be able to just load up and just push those two guys off the ball, which will then create some freedom for the linebackers at the second level, to stay clean and run around and use their athletic traits and make some plays. So, it's a good problem for Denard to have to kind of figure out schematically how he wants to do it.
Yeah, that's gotta be good right there. You got two big guys that take up space, and not only just for like run, but they want to go get the quarterback, and the athleticism that comes with it. This is building something. It's building something.
It's funny how they attacked positional needs in this draft.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what that does for the outside guys too, like Landry, Key, Weaver, so forth and so on.
So we identified a long time ago, I've got it in my notes, left tackle, they did that.
Yep.
Inside linebacker, they did that. Safety, they did, but they're moving him to linebacker. So safety will be addressed in free agency.
Which is the one position where there's a lot of veteran free agents out there.
Defensive line, did that. Additional wide receiver, kick returner, did that. Basically, they drafted Kyle Phillips. So Kyle Phillips needs to have his head on a swivel in camp. He's going to be in a competitive situation with a rookie. And these guys don't like cutting rookies necessarily unless they need to because they picked them.
Yep.
So, need to add tight end, probably. Additional cornerback, safety. So they've still got some needs, but they went positionally down the board.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you guys have talked about it, and I think you're exactly right that this is a 2-year plan in terms of roster formation.
No question.
And so this seems to be kind of a foundational thing that they've kind of – it's pretty obvious that they had a plan. They followed it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Got to develop now. Now all the fun and, picking who you like and what you think you need. Now you got to get, like Coach Callahan said, man, now we get to concentrate on football. Now it's time for the coaches to get them in the film room, get them on the field, develop. It's good to hear that they had so many guys out there already working out. So as far as energy-wise, in the building culture, looks like that's going in the right direction.
Phase 2.
That's right. Let's get Brent and Spring Hill in here real quick with an NBA draft question for Slay. Brent, go ahead, man.
Well, Slay is like my number one maybe favorite player for UT ever, and I don't understand why the SEC Player of the Year would not get drafted in the NBA. What was it, 21 points and 9 rebounds?
Mm-hmm.
That's off the chain.
He sure would now.
Pretty good number.
Positionless basketball.
I thought it was a pretty good number too, bro.
He was kind of slow, but Luka Doncic is slow.
Damn, you were rolling there,
Brent, do you know him? You must know him. He was calling clown you.
Hey, I don't know what that defense was doing there.
What's up next, Hawk?
3HL After Party, include our interview with Brian Callahan.
If you missed it, tune in. Yeah, man. What a way to end the show. Slay, you were slow, bro.
Hey, man, slow to the bank. 14 years of it.
By the way, you did see he hung up right after he said that.
He knew what he was looking for.
Yeah, he got it. Back at it tomorrow. We'll be at the Big Orange Caravan Marathon Music Works. If you're a Tennessee guy and you're out there, we would love to see you.
Oh, yeah.
Later. Good night. God bless.
See ya.
Wouldn't want to be y'all.